And we are live. How's everybody doing tonight? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and you're watching and/or listening to ABL Live. Thank y'all for joining me tonight. We got a whole lot going on all over the internet, all over the mainstream media, social media, everywhere. And I don't know where to start. We got a whole lot going on. There's worldwide protests everywhere. I'm seeing protests in Ghana, Sri Lanka, a little bit of everywhere. And what's the reason why we having the protests? Well, I think the main thing is food shortages, inflation, bad government, a little bit of everything. Pretty serious protests. I got plenty of video of that. I got a lot more video for you guys as well of some really kind of crazy contrasts that are happening all over the country. We'll talk about that as well. Also, the New York City Bodega injustice. Shout out to my man, Jose Alba, 61 years old, Bodega clerk, minding his own business. When he gets attacked by a 35 or 37-year-old man, doesn't matter how old he is, he gets attacked by the man. He's trying to leave the situation, trying not to get attacked anymore, trying to defuse it. The guy's refusing to allow him to leave. And the guy, the attacker, the aggressor, winds up losing his life behind that. But the person who was a victim and defended themselves is now facing second-degree murder charges. Clear case of injustice. Also, rest in peace to Shinzo Abe, who was assassinated in Japan. We'll talk about all those things and more on tonight's episode of ABL Live. And thank y'all again for being here. You guys are the best audience anywhere on the internet. If you enjoy what you have heard thus far, if you enjoy the channel, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. We got quite a few things to discuss tonight, and I don't know where to start, but thank y'all again for being the best audience anywhere on the internet. And of course, I got to give a shout out to my sponsors as always. Shout out to bhedesigns.com to make the beautiful handmade wooden flags that are right behind me. You can get ones just like that or whatever you desire for yourself over on the website, bhedesigns.com. And as always, all my links will be available in the description box below. If you are watching on IG, not IG, pardon me. If you're listening to me on the podcast, audio only, there should be some kind of description section somewhere. You can find all my links right there. And before I get to the next sponsor, quick plug. This is a live podcast you're listening to right now. It'll be available in an audio-only form tomorrow. So this is a Saturday podcast. That means it'll be available on Sunday at 8 a.m. Eastern time. And you can find me anywhere, wherever you stream your audio from, your favorite audio streaming platform, whether that be Google Play, Spotify, Stitcher, Anchor, Apple iTunes, etc. Links for that will be in the description. Or you could just go to your favorite audio streaming platform and search ABL Live. I should pop right on up. If I'm not there, then I got to call the federales and tell them to put me on there. But anyway, check me out on your audio streaming platforms whenever you want. Totally free. And also shout out to patriotpost.us, the best source of news and information anywhere on the internet. Again, that's patriotpost.us. Link for them will be in the description. And shout out to my websites as well. You guys got to go to ablmerch.com. We got hats, we got t-shirts, we got stickers, we got hoodies, we got more. All on the website, ablmerch.com. And also, of course, check out my main site, the big site, anthonyblogan.com. You can find every source that you would imagine for the most part for whatever video I do. So if I make a claim and I say, hey, I'll source that in the box. If you want to see a full video that I talk about, that'll be in the box. Go to the website, find the corresponding article, and you'll be able to find whatever you want right there in the article. Again, that's anthonyblogan.com. That is ANTHONY, the letter B, LOGAN.com. Also go to the contact page. You can find my email, my snail mail, my Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, all right there on the contact page. A lot of you guys have been sending me direct messages on Instagram talking about, hey, is this account you? They follow me talking about Bitcoin. Listen, if you don't see my handle on my website for a particular social media platform, it's not me. Okay, it's not me. I don't have multiple accounts for multiple like, for example, I have multiple platforms. I'm on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, but I don't have multiple accounts on those sites. Okay, so there's no Anthony B. Logan 1, Anthony B. Logan 2. It's only Anthony B. Logan and that's it. If it's something else, it ain't me. But again, anthonyblogan.com. Check me on out. Now, we got quite a few things going on. I saw something I wanted to get into. Just now, but I kind of had missed it. Somebody had given me like a something going on. And if I don't find it, it's going to bug me. Pure Heart says, so happy that we have an ABL stream on my birthday. Happy birthday, Pure Heart. I'm glad you're here, enjoying your special day with us. Thank you for giving the gift of your presence to all of us and to me. It means a whole lot to me, and I'm being serious. Thank you for being here, and enjoy your big day. All right? But yeah, there's a whole lot going on that I've not done a video about that I kind of want to, I've seen quite a few. I've seen quite a few of the fights you guys are talking about. I saw the fight at the what was it, like a McDonald's, some kind of food place. I saw that, and the fight was over like $1.75 worth of sauces, or $1.25. So basically, they went to this food store. I'm not quite sure what the name of the place was, so I'm not going to guess and be wrong. But there was a extra charge for extra sauces that they wanted. It was like $1.75 max. It wasn't even $2. We're talking about less than $2. Because of that, you had a whole pack of these people destroy the whole front part of the restaurant. Less than $2. It's like, look, my thing is this. If you don't want to pay the $2 or less than $2, how about return the sauces? Just do that. Return the sauces. Do something. Don't tear up the whole front part of the restaurant. And you see, this is part of the reason that the whole Jose Alba thing went down. I'm going to get to Jose Alba a little bit deeper. You know what? Since I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and just do it. You know, I kind of wanted to get to that a little bit later, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to talk about those girls that tore up the restaurant because one of you guys mentioned it. And then I'm going to talk about Jose Alba because it kind of leads right into it. People are really losing their minds when it comes to customer service. And I'm not talking about people that give customer service. I'm talking about those that interact with people that serve. Me, when I talk to a waiter or waitress, I'm always kind of nice, the same way as anybody else. It don't matter what's going on, okay? Like you're dealing with a human being. This ain't just a robot or something like that. And it's kind of weird because people say they don't want automation to come, but at the same time, you don't want to talk to the Uber driver. You don't want to talk politely to your waiter or waitress. It's like, why not just have a robot do everything? So you have no need for the human interaction, no need to be kind and nice and witty and all of that. Now I understand everybody can't be so quick and witty or whatever. I get it. But at a certain point, even if that's not you, even if you're kind of quiet and don't want to talk all the time, at least be respectful in your interaction with people. You're dealing with a human being. And that's just not going on. We saw that with Jose Alba. We saw that with these girls that tore up the restaurant over less than $2 worth of sauces that they got charged for. Let me see if I can find that video right quick because that was crazy. You know, sometimes, you know, I see certain things and I want to do a video on, but sometimes I don't. And also, I'm going to play this particular video. And you know what? This video I'm going to show you is a first world problem, okay? There's all kind of unrest happening across the world, but for real reasons, like actual legitimate life or death type reasons, okay? Legitimate life or death reasons. My government has collapsed and I can't eat any food. What am I going to do? I'm going to go and storm the Capitol in the real way, a real quote unquote insurrection, right? The whole thing in Sri Lanka, I'll get to in a minute. That makes the January 6th like a birthday party. January 6th was nothing but a stroll in the park compared to what's going on across the world. Okay. You got ex-prime ministers being assassinated, broad daylight. I mean, just crazy, ridiculous stuff. Let me see if I can find the crazy video. Give me 1 second here. I may not have favorited it. And if I didn't, then I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, here we go. Here we go. So the backstory is, matter of fact, let's just watch the video. Let me get to the backstory. Let me go ahead and get some sound, and hopefully, you know, RIP headphone users. I'm gonna just turn the sound down a little bit to make sure that we're not too up too high. So the little caption here says Bell Fries in New York City, NYC. That's the name of the establishment. So I guess their internal alarm went off because these girls are destroying the whole front part of the restaurant. I count 1, 2, 3 girls, maybe some more that I don't see. They're throwing things at the little, it's like a little fiberglass partition in between the serving area and back of the house behind the counter. So maybe the virus did do something good, because I guess that's for the virus, right? So the germs couldn't get past that, they couldn't get around it or through it or anything like that. So I guess it probably served a good purpose. So rather than whatever kind of object that she had hitting somebody in the head directly behind the counter, it bounced off of the fiberglass. Huh. Oh, but now she got smart and went under the fiberglass, right? Now they're behind the counter. Throwing chairs. Imagine, you know, have you seen those videos on like TikTok where it's like point of view? You're drowning in the bathtub. You're burning alive inside the house. Like one video I saw, it said POV, you are burning alive. And there was this girl outside of the house trying to, like, it was like a training exercise with firefighters. And there was one girl firefighter trying to help the male firefighter hammer in some kind of crowbar to the door to open it so it get you out. And it just wasn't doing nothing. Meanwhile, you on the inside fighting for your life. Imagine this is your point of view looking at these two hyenas do this, and you're on a date with her and her friend or something like that. Like y'all done went out to Bell Fries, and this is going on because I got overcharged $1.75 for sauces. Not even overcharged, because that's their policy. You got charged that and didn't want to pay it. Rather than just returning the sauces and say, hey, you know what? Now I'm cool on the sauces. Rather than just saying that, you go do this. Pick up a felony charge, all kind of stuff. But, you know, it's New York City, so you might not get a felony charge. But if you defend yourself after being attacked in your store, then maybe you get a felony charge on your back, right? So we got 3 girls back here. And they're black. It's embarrassing, 100%. You know what? There's a big chasm between in the so-called black community. Like, I would never. If anybody was around me acting like that, I would like, look, man, I don't know them. Please send them to jail. I don't know them, man. Get them out of here. So yeah, that's going on. This goes on for a while. This video is like 2 minutes long. They're tearing down the partition. The girl appears to be getting stuff off the ground. She's probably stealing sauces. These sauces cost 25 cents probably a piece. You got a whole felony charge on your back to get sauces off the ground. Is that what we're gonna do? There's zero brain power. I mean, you know what? All these wigs and weaves. You see that? You see that right there? This big, long, crazy weave. That right there probably costs close to $1,000. But to pay $2 in sauces is too much. Now, hold on. Let me go back to the backstory. So the backstory is, this happened on July 3rd in Manhattan. The 3 women seen in the video working the store were upset that the extra sauce cost an additional $1.75. One employee ended up in the hospital with head injuries. All three were arrested. So let me see if I can. All right, so here's an article. Women destroy Manhattan business, leaving employees bloodied for $1.75. Why? What's the purpose? Okay, so yeah, 175. It said Belfries, East Side Manhattan. Then it happened at 4 o'clock in the morning. Oh wow, 4 in the morning. Maybe they were drunk, high, who knows? So they were trying to get more sauce for their potatoes. For the fries. This is Univision right here, so it's translated. Said, we explained to them this is a business rule and that's the same for everyone, but they didn't understand that. They destroyed the computers, the cash register, the sauce pumps, and they took money, so they robbed the store on top of that. I mean, what in the world? But you know what? It's New York City, so it's like, are you going to go to jail, like, and do any kind of serious time for that? They're all adults, as far as I know. I don't see any. I don't think they're all juveniles. But I mean, I don't know. They look like they're adults, but they could be 15 years old. Who knows? I don't know what's going on anymore. But anyway, so that was the case because of $1.75. Now, here's the next story that resulted in somebody losing their life. Now, what happened with Jose Abe, my man, who is a victim of misjustice, this is a miscarriage of justice, right? Jose Abe was a bodega store clerk. I'm not sure if he was the owner. I believe he was just working there behind the counter. Okay, you want some cigarillos, you want some honey buns, whatever. Okay, come see me, give me the $1, put it on the counter, and go over there, right? That's pretty much what it is with Jose Abe. He's just a regular working guy, 61 years old, from the Dominican Republic originally, been in New York City for 30 years, just doing this thing, right? Typical corner store poppy, right? Minding his business. Now, what happened was a girl came in there with her daughter, a woman, a lady, whatever, a female, a birthing person came in there with her daughter, and she has an EBT card. Now, if you don't know what that is, an EBT card is where you get all your government benefits loaded, and I think sometimes, if not all the time, you get child support put on there, things of that nature. So basically, rather than having the old school food stamps, like the actual stamps, it just load a balance on your EBT card. And it's different depending upon where you live. In California, you're able to buy hair weave with your EBT card. Now, I don't know if this is the same way all over the country, but in California, you could buy hair weave with your EBT. But anyway, she goes to the store with her EBT card, trying to buy some chips for her daughter, but the card declined. Imagine your government benefits card declining. It's embarrassing, right? So the lady says that the store owner snatched the bag of chips from a little girl because the EBT card was declining. She couldn't pay for it. But the story that I heard was that he took the chips back because she couldn't pay. You know, I don't know what it was. Maybe she wasn't trying to give it up, whatever it is. She couldn't pay because the EBT card declined. So now what did she do? Okay, what do you think that she does when the EBT card declines, take the chips back, rather than just saying, okay, I don't need those bag of chips. I don't think a bag of chips is going to make or break you. You know, if your daughter is going to starve to death, and if she doesn't have a bag of chips, it's going to be a wrap. I mean, you can go somewhere and get some food banks. I mean, I'd rather go ahead and dumpster dive rather than just acting a complete fool in the store. But what does she do? She destroys the front of the store, but not quite. She knocks a few things over. That's what they said. She knocked a few things over on the front counter, right? Then she went to go get her boyfriend. And this is where things get weird. So she gets the boyfriend, and then the boyfriend comes in to confront the store owner. I mean, the clerk, not the owner, but the clerk. So he confronts the clerk, and then he goes behind the counter. Now, this is where things get crazy because already you are in a restricted space. You shouldn't be behind the counter at all. You are a customer going on the other side of the counter. You want your cigarillos, your honey buns, whatever you want. Go right there. I'll ring you up. But don't come back here in my domain. This is not where you're supposed to be. So he goes behind the counter, and now he is attacking Jose Abe. He puts him down, and there was like an office chair, like a chair like this, like one of these kind of chairs behind the counter where Jose, I guess, would sit, because 61 years old, you might want to sit sometimes. So he puts him down right there to the chair. Now, Jose is just kind of like this, with his hands back, not really trying to fight, not really trying to engage. He's not doing anything other than just getting pushed down. And then the guy is yelling at Jose while he's in the chair. So there's some back and forth. The girlfriend, you can see the girlfriend's hand coming through the little hole in the front partition. And as the boyfriend is behind the partition with Jose. So Jose at a certain point tries to get up and leave. And the boyfriend is refusing to allow him to leave. So Jose pulls out his blade, pulls out his knife, right? And when this happens, the boyfriend gets stabbed 4 times, I think, and he dies. Now, during this melee, the girlfriend also gets involved physically. She pulls out her knife she has in her purse and stabs Jose Abe multiple times. I think it might have been 4 times she stabbed him, because in the video that I have, if I can find it, I'm looking for it right now. Y'all give me a second. But in the video that I have, you can see Jose has like a piece of his skin, like right here on his like his bicep or whatever, like right like in the crease of his elbow, and it's kind of like hanging off. It's probably like a good, I don't even know what kind of size I would say it is. It's a good maybe 6-inch chunk, and like a 6-inch diameter chunk that's out of his arm, maybe a little bit more than that. It was a pretty big chunk out of his arm that was just kind of hanging, and that was the only thing I saw visibly. But I could tell that he had been attacked as well. You know, he got cut up the same way that he cut up the guy. But anyway, so this is a clear case of self-defense. It's captured on videotape. Nobody could say anything other than what it was. It's right there on videotape. He was minding his business. He wasn't trying to fight, but the fight was brought to him. So it's like, now, okay, what do I do? The fight's being brought to me. I'm minding my own business. I'm being attacked in my store where I'm working. I didn't try to really fight back. When he first came back there, I didn't try to attack him, although he shouldn't have been back there. When he pushed me down, I didn't try to attack him, although he shouldn't have pushed me down. It was only when I was trying to leave and he was not letting me that I pulled my blade out and go ahead and get to stabbing him. Oh yeah, that shirt got ruined, Chris. That Amiri shirt that the boyfriend had on, one of these big name brand shirts. I don't know how much that shirt costs. I never understood the point of having like another guy's logo, like a fashion designer logo, and paying $1 million for it. It's like you're a walking billboard and you paid $500 to do that. You know, I like wearing stuff that if it's going to be something that's written on it, I want it to mean something to me personally, or I'm supporting a particular cause, or I like the way it looks. But these Amiri shirts and the gold chain or whatever you had on, just ghetto nonsense, paying a bunch of money for nothing. But anyway, so now Jose Abe has been arrested and he actually went to jail. He's out now, but it took a while for him to get out. The girlfriend, however, has not been arrested and she's not been charged with anything. Now, why wouldn't the girlfriend be arrested the same as Jose Abe? Because she stabbed Jose Abe and Jose Abe stabbed the boyfriend who attacked him. Did the store owner attack the woman? No, he didn't. All he did was defend himself against the guy that was attacking him. So why didn't she get charged, but Jose Abe did? I'm just kind of confused about the whole situation. I think the whole thing is, I got the video. Y'all just relax, hold your horses. Show the video. I see the comments. I'm trying to find it. I mean, good grief. Give me a break. But here it is. Okay, so shout out to my man Ian Miles Cheong. But when you see this, you tell me why the store owner gets charged, but the girlfriend who you can see her hand, why doesn't she get charged when she stabbed the store, not owner, but clerk? All right, there's no sound here, so you're not tripping about the sound. So already the guy in the Amiri shirt, which is the boyfriend, the tall, dark-skinned dude with the slick back, the straight back cornrows, he's already wrong for being back here. And there's a big height difference, obviously, because Jose Abe is standing up and is not very tall. 61 years old. The guy, 35 years old, is the boyfriend. So right there, that's violation number 2. The first violation, even being back there to begin with, that's the first violation. Second violation, pushing my man down. Okay? And you can see he don't do anything. He's just kind of sitting there, not really doing anything. You can see the girlfriend's hand right here. Now, I don't know if she's black, white, Puerto Rican, or whatever, but that's her right there. Okay. And you can see the boyfriend hovering over the store owner, yelling at him, bucking on him. All right. Now, all kind of stuff. I see a rag in his back pocket, which you banging? Probably so. Probably a gang member at 37 years old with straight backs. How long were you in jail, sir? You're home now, but maybe you don't know. Oh, and if you don't know, the guy in the mirror shirt, the boyfriend, has a long criminal record, 8, I think, charges and/or felonies, including assault. So it's part of his MO, right? Am I on still? Okay, hopefully I'm still on. Y'all let me know if I'm on. We got a little power surge, and I think I'm still good. But if I'm not, y'all let me know. And if the power goes out, you already know what it is. We got a storm going. So this area is very sensitive, so it can happen. All right. But let's keep on rocking. I think I'm still on. But anyway, so long criminal record, flag out the back. Let's continue. And he's talking to the girlfriend as well. Now, hold on. Mr. Alba's trying to leave right here, right? He's getting up. He's trying to leave. And then the guy is like holding him, doesn't want him to leave. So at this point, the knife gets produced. Now, I got to be careful right here because YouTube's watching. I know they are. I'm going to just kind of skim through it, but I won't necessarily play the murder or not murder, the death of this assailant, the self-defense. That's what it is. It's not a murder. So right here, the knife is out and the guy gets stabbed. Hold on. Let me see if I can find a better freeze frame. You see that right there? The knife is out. Okay, you can see that he's getting bloodied up. Right there, the guy's been stabbed. And there's a tussle off the screen. The girlfriend, you can see her hand right there. Okay, let's fast forward a little bit. And you can see where he got cut. Okay, you can see where he got cut. It's like a chunk out of his arm. You see? That's because he got stabbed by the girlfriend. And I heard that his wounds got infected because he didn't get medical treatment. That's what I heard, but I'm not sure. But you can see he's bloodied up. The knife is bloodied up. And that's just what that is. See the knife right there. Probably a pocket knife, same kind of thing that I would carry anywhere. If I didn't have a gun or whatever, or both with a gun. And that was it. Now, the family says that Jose Alba has no criminal record. He's never done that kind of thing before. He's not a criminal, he's a working man. Okay, just a little surge. 61 years old. He's a working man, and that's pretty much it. But now, somebody's dead. He got cut up. The girl that cut him didn't get charged. Why? I don't understand. But getting back to the whole situation, the DA is trying to charge him with second-degree murder. The store clerk, second-degree murder for self-defense. You saw the video right there with your own two eyes. Now, what would you call that? Would you call that a murder? Would you call that anything other than self-defense? I don't think so. I don't think you would. If you would call it a thing beyond self-defense, I'd like to hear your explanation. Okay, it's not even a race thing because Jose Alba is Dominican. I mean, Dominicans are black too. They're just light skin, keeping it all the way real. Light skin versus dark skin. That's all it really is. Matter of fact, I got a picture of Mr. Alba so you can see him a little bit better. But yeah, Dominicans are black too. Don't let them tell you nothing different. They just mixed, basically. So this is him right here. Hold on. That's Mr. Alba, the store clerk. All right. Self-defense all day long. It ain't nothing else to it. But Alvin Bragg, I don't know. I don't understand his plan. This wasn't even the gun case at all. The guy had a knife and defended himself with it. So I don't really get it. But we'll see what happens. Oh, and getting back to it, the bail was originally, or the Alvin Bragg requested the bail be $500,000. $500,000. That was the initial request. He was not able to get that, so they brought it down to $250. Okay, that's $250,000. So rather than $250, they brought it down to $50,000. Like after the public outcry, $500 was too much, $250 was too much, so they brought down $50,000. He was able to meet that bail because his family had $5,000, and the store had another $5,000 to cover the family, I think. So he's out of jail because of his family and the store that he works for. And he's still facing the charges because he has to go back to court. See, the bail is just for until his court date, he's out of jail. But he still faced second-degree murder charges in a while. Hopefully those charges get dismissed. Hopefully the jury, when they see the videotape, they would just realize it's self-defense and move right along. But hey, that's kind of what it is. All right. Yeah, so it's like, all right, we're going to ban knives now? And why would you ban a knife when he used it to defend himself? Because if you didn't have that knife that day, that might have been the end. That might have been the end. Because you don't know what these guys are going to do to you. I've seen guys get beat down. I've seen guys get hit one punch and they die. He's older than the guy, smaller than the guy, not as physically strong probably. What do you do? Okay, now, if that were in the South, it probably wouldn't have gone down like that at all, because what would have happened is the guy wouldn't have come back there, because you would know that Poppy got a gun under that table. Oh, yeah. Okay, I've been to corner stores where they got the gun prominent. It's like, don't even do it. Don't come back here. They got a sawed-off shotgun or something behind the counter. Don't even do it. Like, do you think that guy would have gone to like some like real small podunk town and gone behind the counter on some Paul Bunyan looking dude with a beard, 6'3", a flannel shirt, and you already know you got the shotgun behind the counter. Come on back here, boy. Oh man, you already know. But in New York City, it's not quite that way. Maybe I don't know. I think it's a little bit strict when it comes to guns. So maybe you can't do that. But you're down here, it's not going on. Not that way. Not that way. I barely hear about stores being robbed. I barely hear about that. Not a corner store. I hear about cars being broken into. Like, for example, in Atlanta. Maybe you have some robberies and whatnot, but what I hear mostly is cars being broken into. Midtown, Buckhead, etc. You got property crime, where you trying to like do something and can't nobody see you. But if they can see you and it's 1-to-1, oh man. But that's also a double-edged sword. I saw a story about a shooting inside of a Subway over a sandwich in Atlanta. Stuff like that happens, but not necessarily the Subway getting robbed. Does it make sense? But anyway, but okay, the 7-Eleven on Hickory. Oh, the 7-Eleven down there in Hickory, I wouldn't even do it. I'm not going to Benefit Road and none of that. No, I'm gonna stay up, and I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. There was a case where this guy robbed a bunch of corner stores, gas stations along 264. He went around the whole loop and robbed a bunch of stations. I think they were 7-Elevens, but he wouldn't go off of that. He would just rob it and get right back on the interstate and do the next one. But he wouldn't go venture out, Pungo somewhere, Carolina. He's not going to do that, because you know better. You know not to do that. But in a lot of these urban inner city areas, it's more soft. You can kind of do things like that, unfortunately. Right. Oh, I have more videos for you guys that I'm going to show. I got the worldwide protest I'm going to get to in a second. But here's a video that I want to show you guys. Let me see. Hold on. S Easy says, bro, Dominicans aren't black. I know what you mean, but they're real caramel black. Dominican Republic is an island, more Latin, not even near Africa. Come on, man. Like, are we going to do that for real? Are we going to do that with me? Okay. Have you ever watched Major League Baseball? Have you ever seen baseball, sir? Have you seen some of these guys? Manny Ramirez, David Ortiz. Have you ever seen Yasiel Puig? Yasiel Puig looks like me, sir. Wait a minute, hold on. He's Cuban, so that don't count. But same thing. What's some man's name? Manny Ramirez, Pedro Martinez. I mean, come on, man. Like, let's stop the games. Hold on. Now I'm being distracted. Now, if this guy's not black, then I'm not black. If this guy's not black, then I'm not black. I mean, come on, man. Really? Now, I know Sammy Sosa then went and did some Dracula stuff to his face, but he's still black. Is he Dominican or Cuban? I think he's Dominican. Yeah, he's Dominican. So let's see the original Sammy Sosa, not the Ricky Ricardo looking Sammy Sosa. This guy right here. Come on, man. Like, really? He's not black? I can't tell. What if you're not black? Then what's this? What color is that? I mean, that's one of my kinfolk from the barbecue. That's my homeboy from high school. That's my second grade classmate when I was in the hood. That's him right there. I mean, come on. Like, let's stop. let's stop playing. Dominicans are just more mixed with the French more than with the Spanish, like how the Mexicans get mixed with the Spanish. So you have some of the native Mexicans or Native Americans, basically, that were not mixed with the Spaniards. And then you have the natives that are still native. The Guatemalans, that's the original natives for the most part. They didn't get mixed with the Spanish like that. Same thing with Dominican Republic. The Spanish mixed with the community, but the French didn't do that in Haiti for the most part. All right, that's kind of how that went. But anyway, that's a different story. But where was I? I got okay. The video. See, I got caught off. I got caught by that whole Dominicans ain't black thing. I mean, come on. So here's a video. It's kind of sad, but at the same time, it's not. And the reason why I say that is it's more just it illustrates what's going on right now with America. I'm the kind of guy that says, you know what? I don't think we should be focusing on Ukraine when we have problems here in America. Okay, I understand they got their own issues they're dealing with, and my heart goes out to anybody that has any loved ones in Ukraine that's dealing with that. Okay, I feel you, but check it out. There's all kind of conflicts all over the world. Why should I focus on Ukraine? Let's focus right here. Why give them billions of dollars? Why? How about focus on this country where we are right now? We got our own problems we're dealing with. So here's a video, and I'll get to Sri Lanka and whatnot. Y'all hang tight. But here's a video. The headline is crazy, or the caption is crazy. Shout out to Elahu. I know I tore that name up. I'm sorry, boss. The caption says, junkies shoot up beside Ukrainians marching down New York City streets chanting, the war is not over. Meanwhile, there's a guy right here, right next to them, like, okay, they're marching, right? New York City, on the sidewalk, marching. A bunch of, European flags. I see no American flags. A bunch of Ukrainian blue and yellow flags. I see those. But meanwhile, right next to them, there's a guy sitting down shooting up drugs. Broad daylight. This is not nighttime. This is not some kind of obscure corner. Broad daylight. So it's like, I mean, what are we concerned about for real? Are we concerned about Ukraine or America? This was happening right now to America. Do you guys know that fentanyl is the number one cause of death for Americans aged 18 to 45? The number one cause of death, beyond, way beyond gun deaths, accidents, suicide, all of that. Fentanyl. We talking about Ukraine though? Oh, okay. Word up. Totally being ignored. It's just like, hey, I'm just right here shooting up my drugs. and another guy is right there with him. Like the reality of what's happening in the country is on the left side of this particular video. The fake fantasy world people live in, not all you, not everybody, not you guys, but that fake fantasy world is on the right. So I wanted to show that video to show the contrast of what's going on. Okay. Number one cause of death, fentanyl, 18 to 45 in America. But we talking about Ukraine, giving them money in the losing effort. They're going to lose that war. Ultimately, it's going to take a while because they're getting bolstered. The whole thing with Ukraine, in my opinion, before I move on to the Sri Lanka situation, Ukraine, they want to try and weaken Russia through the proxy war. When I say they, I mean the European Union, NATO basically, and the United States, the West. We want to weaken Russia through the proxy war in Ukraine. We want them to expend a bunch of money and resources and whatnot. But ultimately, Russia is not going to fold because they have what the world needs, which is energy. We are getting punished because of the United States' effort in Ukraine. We don't want to buy Russian energy, although we need it. That's causing our prices here to skyrocket. You know, energy prices going to the gas pump. That's one. If you got natural gas coming to your crib, that's something else. Anything that uses natural gas, any kind of petroleum oil products, which is everything. You get stuff shipped to you. You use medicine. All of that is going to go up as a result. So all we're going to do is just hurt ourselves to try and quote unquote help Ukraine, when in reality it's a proxy war against Russia that I didn't sign up for. I didn't vote to go fight Russia. I don't know about y'all, because when I voted for Donald Trump, my whole thing, well, one of my things was that I did not want to engage in any kind of foreign wars. And when he was in office, we didn't do that, but now we are. But anyway, I'll move along. Oh yeah, and of course, you know, China is behind this with the fentanyl, because what happens with China is that they have companies that produce the chemicals to produce fentanyl over there. They bring them over here to Mexico, even Canada. It gets manufactured there by drug cartels, and they flood our streets with it. Okay, no border patrol, come right on in. Oh, ABL is poor kids, they're starving. So what? I mean, if their kids are starving, if you have kids starving in Mexico, that's Mexico's problem. I'm not saying that I don't have any kind of empathy, but I mean, we got kids starving here. So it's just like this. If you have a family and they got kids, you got mom, dad, 2 kids, their kids are hungry. What's the priority? Their own children or somebody else's kids? If they say, hey, you know what? I know your kids are starving right now. Your kids are starving to death. They got ribs showing. But how about you don't give your kids food, give those other kids food because they need it. Meanwhile, they came over here with a coyote and they had to pay the coyote $5,000 to $10,000 a piece to come over. But you can't even get $200 to feed your kids. That make no sense. But I digress. I will go ahead. I'm getting triggered now talking about it, so I digress. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. If the stream cuts off, please forgive me. It's a bit of a storm out here, so it could cut it off. But you know, it's not my fault. You got to blame the white man for that. All right, so Sri Lanka. What's going on in Sri Lanka, guys? I'm seeing some of the videos, and I have them here for you. But what's happening in Sri Lanka? There's a big protest against everything. They are protesting the government. They're everywhere, all over the country. They're also in Albania protesting. It's a lot happening. Let me find more of the Sri Lanka videos so I can just put them up in succession for you guys. But what's happening in Sri Lanka? You guys give me the full breakdown. Yeah, so I saw that the Sri Lankan president offered his resignation. So he's going to resign. Oh, yeah, the Sri Lankans, they stormed his, I guess you would say his palace or his estate or whatever, and then got into their, got into the president's pool and was swimming around. It was crazy to see. It was absolutely crazy to see. All right, but let me see. Okay, let's go ahead and put these up. All right. So here's a video of them attacking a central bank. So Wall Street Silver, this is the account that posted it, says they're finally figuring out who the real target of their anger should be. Protesters broke through the front gate of Sri Lanka Central Bank. All right. So let's go ahead and play that video right quick. And they are super, super deep. There's a lot of them out there. Now, if you don't know where Sri Lanka is, it's a small island nation off the southeastern coast of India. So they're essentially Indians. All right, that's one video. Then the next one, this is footage of Sri Lanka's president fleeing on military ship from Colombo Harbor. Like, they're literally running away. Running on the ship. Running away. It's like that. All right, let me get to the next video here. And here's probably the big video that a lot of you guys may have seen of the big protest. And this is posted by Bree A. Dial, who says, it seems people of Sri Lanka have had enough of their government. So this is pretty big. That right there is a pretty big protest. And they are pretty serious about what they believe in here. Look at that. So they went, I guess it's like the probably the presidential palace. I'm not really sure what that is, but they're on top of there. They got their flags waving. Like, it's pretty serious out there. Yeah, the whole world's in turmoil. That's correct. Sri Lanka. This is a protest. Soccer game? No soccer games. This is a protest because of the government. They're tired of the government happening. Their president, I think, is going to resign or has resigned already, and that's what's going on with that. Let me see if I can find any other information. Yeah, the crowd was pretty intense. So it says Sri Lankan president, prime minister to resign after protesters stormed their residences and set fire. Sri Lankan prime minister residence set on fire during protests over a crushing economic crisis. Okay. Now, okay, we got video. So this says PM Ranil. I'm not gonna pronounce that last name. The Prime Minister Ranil W. residence is on fire. So this is pretty big blaze. It's fiery, mostly peaceful. Ain't that right, CNN? So yeah, set that man's house on fire and all of that. Like, it's not a game. Not a game at all. So let me see. Okay, Sri Lankan president. I'm gonna read that right here. I can't read these names, obviously, but Sri Lankan president and prime minister, let me zoom in, have both agreed to resign after thousands of demonstrators stormed the president's residence to protest a crippling economic crisis in the South Asian nation. Protesters in the city of Colombo barged through police barricades and stormed the president's residence and office on Saturday and targeted the prime minister's private residence, setting it on fire. Speaker of the Sri Lanka's parliament said somebody, Rakapaka, agreed to resign effective Wednesday. So it's not going to be right now, but it'll happen on Wednesday. And you see, that's where they stormed into the Sri Lankan president's house and went into his pool. That looks really nice right there. Look at that pool and the nice foliage and everything. Is Sri Lanka a rich nation? I'm not sure that it is, but it looks really richy right there. They got floaties and everything in the man's pool. Hilarious. Okay, so that's what that was. So they went to his house, got in the man's bed and everything. All right. So this person, Randall, says to ensure the continuation of the government, including the safety of all citizens, I accept the best recommendation of the party leaders today to make way for an all-party government. To facilitate this, I will resign as prime minister. Well, there it is. There it is. Okay, a lot of pictures right there from Sri Lanka. All right. Now, there's more countries that are going through a lot of peril here. I have another video of Albania and their anti-government protests. Okay. I don't have any sound on this one here. I don't believe. Yeah, there's no sound.
Me krimin dhe një farë forme tashmë është e angazhuar.
I don't speak Albanian, obviously, but if anybody speaks this, y'all can translate in real time for me. That'd be fantastic.
Për të pastruar paratë e krimit dhe këtë e lidhin edhe me nismën e fundit të qeverisë.
So it's a pretty big protest right there. It's elbow to elbow people in Albania. And Albania is no stranger to civil unrest and things of that nature, if you know your history. Shout out to Gavrilo Princip and the whole situation. All right, but I'll move right along. So that's happening right now or recently in Albania. There's also some issues in Ghana. And I think these are all over economics. If I'm wrong, y'all let me know. I'm trying to find the video from Ghana that I have where they were also protesting about economic crisis, rising in prices, because at a certain point, not everybody has the ability to just, take out debt or do things we do over here in the States when things go south. If they can't pay, they can't pay. And that's pretty much it. If they can't pay, they got to do something else, try to figure out a way to eat. And that's just all that they have. So when worse comes to worse, you're going to have some serious civil unrest. And I think a lot of things that we're doing in the States, well, not us, but the government, a lot of things they're doing is affecting the whole world, the entire world, because everybody depends on us. They look up to us and they depend on us. So when we're slipping, they slip too. They slip too. And it's going to be a problem. Okay, so here's another one. So they got really high inflation over there, 27% in Ghana, from what I'm reading in this caption. And they're also having some issues. So you got smoke bombs and stuff. Got some explosions and all kind of stuff going on. So there's a tank being driven into the crowd. So this is pretty serious. Like, okay, you got Ghana, Albania, Sri Lanka, and there's more, but you got Africa, Asia, and Europe, all having civil unrest, all having similar problems. It's definitely an issue. It's definitely an issue. Oh, and Tunisia also. So here's video from Tunisia. Here's the caption says Tunisia airline has few operable aircrafts but overbooked passengers who waited at the airport for 2 days. Then it let only 9 black Africans to board. When black Africans protested, they were beaten and charged with threatening the police. Now, what do we cry about here in the States when it comes to racism? Oh, they don't like my hair. They don't like my hair. They said I got nappy hair. How about try getting beat down because you can't get on the plane because you black? Like, be clear, Tunisia is in Africa, so technically they're Africans too, but they're not the same thing as like sub-Saharan Africans, obviously. Tunisians are more like Mediterranean, like almost like Italians, because it's right there in the Mediterranean. But it's in Africa, the continent, but they're not the same as sub-Saharan. They're not the same as people who look like me. Okay, you're talking more like perfect strangers bulky. You're talking about people like him, big, hairy, crazy chest, almost like Arabs a little bit. So it's pretty violent. I don't want to play too much. We got little kids watching, but you get the drift. Okay. It's the same thing they did in Ukraine. Remember that? Remember that whole thing? And it was funny. People were jumping through hoops. Oh, well, they're just trying to help their own citizens. Oh, okay. All right. Well, check it out. If Ukraine wants to help their own citizens escape and leave the African students that were in the country, get an education, who were invited there, if they want to do that, then they can handle their own war. How about that? How about we don't help them and worry about us the same way they did not help people that were in their country as guests, as students, because they got their own people to worry about. How about that? I mean, I'm with it. That's actual problems, like real problems. We focus on first world problems here. Things that make no difference. Passing laws, the Crown Act. Oh, if you got certain kind of hairstyle, they gotta let you still get a job. Stupid stuff. Just stupidest stuff. Like they passed the Crown Act. Meanwhile, at Hampton University, which is a black college, when you go to the business school, they tell you to cut your dreads and all that kind of stuff off. Cut that stuff off because it does not help you in the job market. At a black college, they tell you this. So you go to a black college, you black students, and you start a black company, they still want you to be very presentable. If you're looking like Dr. Bounty Hunter or, you know what I mean, one of these characters from a Marvel universe movie, it's not going to do well in the real corporate world. Oh, the Crown Act, you got to look it up. Basically, it's a law that got passed, I think, in certain states where if you have certain hairstyles, it cannot be, you can't be discriminated based on your hairstyle. For real. Seriously, look it up. But that's an actual issue of racism right there. And the whole Ukraine thing too. It was crazy. Like you saw videos of the Africans being left back and anybody that didn't look African being put on. People look like they might have had some, big crazy terrorist beard. Hey man, come on. But the Africans, man, leave them over there. In Ukraine. But yet this is the left's rallying cry in Ukraine. Also, there's no gay marriage in Ukraine. But yet, if I say marriage is one man, one woman, I'm a terrorist, I'm a right-wing extremist, but when they say it's fine, we ignore it. When they do certain things that they say on the left they don't like, they ignore it because there's a bigger purpose here. I'm not sure what the purpose is. I'm not sure why the hysteria over protecting Ukraine like some kind of sacred lamb. I don't really get it. But I'm getting triggered, so I'll move on. Anyway, so we got worldwide protests, but why though? Why do we have worldwide protests? Because everything's costing too much. When we do things over here in the States that make prices go up, it does not just it affects the entire world. It affects everybody. When people have less money in America, there's less giving in America. So a lot of countries depend on foreign remittance. So basically, let's say your parents come from India, right? That's a bad example, pardon me. Let's say your parents come from like Congo, Brazzaville, right? You're sending your parents money every month because they need it. They're living in a poor place. They don't have a lot of money. Their parents need the money. They might live in China somewhere, rural area. Your parents need the money. Your family needs it. Like I knew some girls that were African hair braiders, right? In like Virginia Beach. They be braiding hair all day, braiding hair from sun up to sundown, braiding hair all day. And they were sending pretty much all their money back to Africa to their parents. And they might have kids overseas. They need it. But when Americans make less money, now the foreign remittance becomes less. There are certain countries in Africa that have foreign aid as part of their budget. Let me say that one more time. There are certain countries in Africa that have foreign aid as a big part of their budget. So if we can't pay the foreign aid as much, now they're suffering because they don't get that kind of money. Now, am I saying that's our responsibility? No, I'm not. All I'm saying is that if we have certain obligations, responsibilities that we sign up for, and we can't do it anymore, people will suffer. Very simple. This is why I'm more a proponent of being self-reliant, because if you rely upon somebody or some nation to do things for you and they can't do it anymore, now you're going to be in a bad situation. You're going to be down bad, as the cool kids say. Okay. Oh, and the inflation is ridiculous because these dollars are becoming worthless. We keep printing and spending. Meanwhile, a lot of nations depend on that dollar. Like if you go to certain countries and you spend your dollar, it's big for them because there's a high exchange rate. But when we make the dollar worthless, now you have a lower exchange rate. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but I think that's what's going to happen. So we're messing up the whole world. Oh, and Joe Biden, your man, 81 million. Do you believe it? I got a video for you guys. Maybe you saw it, maybe you didn't see it. But if you didn't see it, I'm going to show it to you one more time. So Joe Biden is terrible when it comes to reading things off the teleprompter. He's terrible. He's Ron Burgundy 2.0. He's the real life version of Ron Burgundy. And if you don't know about Ron Burgundy from the movie Anchorman, there was a scene in the movie where he would read anything on the teleprompter. Anything. If you made a mistake, he'll read it. If it was a joke, he'll read it. It didn't care. He'll read anything on the teleprompter. He has no sense of being able to understand, okay, is that an instruction for me? Is that a typo? What do I normally say here? He's just going to read it. And Biden is the exact same way. He'll read anything because he's not really governing. He's just performing and performing very poorly, if I will say so myself. So here's a video of your man. And go to my IG page, Instagram.com/Anthony B. Logan. Check me out.
Higher than the percentage of the men who do so. End of quote. Repeat the line.
Damn it. For the last time, anything you put on that prompter, Burgundy will read.
Consistently higher than the percentage of the men who do so. End of quote. Repeat the line.
So basically, he said end of quote and repeat the line as if it was part of his talk. But no, that was just some instruction for him. It's like, okay, that was end of that quote right there. Repeat what you just said. That's what the instruction said. He just read it like it was nothing. And shout out to whoever made this meme. You put the man in the Ron Burgundy hairstyle, background, mustache, the whole nine.
Damn it. For the last time, anything you put on that prompter, Burgundy will read.
So, yeah. Not Donald Trump. Joe Biden is the real life Ron Burgundy. But not even as smooth and cool as Ron Burgundy. Or, you know what I mean? Not even like the kind of guy you would really remember. But this ain't that movie. This is real life, though. We talking about real life. Like, if you do that overseas at G7, it's like, what are the foreign leaders going to think? They see you do this in front of them. See, it's one thing for them to see you do it on television. But when they see it with their own two eyes right in front of you, it's like, what are we supposed to be doing here? Right, AKM, I'm Ron Burgundy. That was the original scene. Because in the original scene, somebody put a question mark at the end of I'm Ron Burgundy. You know how they close it out? Today on Channel 5 News, I'm Anthony Logan. Back to you. He said, I'm Ron Burgundy with a question because they put a question mark accidentally at the end of it. Right? That's kind of how that went. All right. Don E says, ABL, what about 200 families being evicted from Norfolk, Virginia? You talking about what? Tidewater Park? Didn't they have fair warning? Is that what you're referring to? I'm not sure what you mean. You got to be more specific. Yeah, Nicholas, you're right about that. I'm not going to repeat what you said, but you're right. If anybody can see what Nicholas Pullen says, he's correct. Yeah, I don't want to disrespect Ron Burgundy. Ron Burgundy was a good guy. Joe Biden, not so much. But yeah, terrible, really embarrassing. Hey, but that's not. I didn't vote for the guy. I don't know who did. They keep saying 81 million voted for him. I can't tell. I don't know anybody that voted for the man. So I don't really know. All right. But thank you all for being here. You guys are the best audience anywhere on the internet. If you like what you're hearing thus far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. What else we got going on here? Shinzo Abe. Oh, yeah. So Shinzo Abe, very well known, very well loved, very well respected Japanese prime minister who's not in office, who wasn't in office when he got assassinated. Was it yesterday? He'd been gone for about 2 years. I think he resigned because of health issues, but he had been there since 2012 as a prime minister. I think he resigned in 2000, if I'm not mistaken. And he was a prime minister for 1 year before that, from 06 to 07. But Shinzo Abe had been around for a long time. He'd been around during the Obama years and also the Trump years as a Japanese prime minister. So Shinzo Abe was out there in Japan, in Nara, Japan. And before I say anything, Japan has, if not the toughest, among the toughest gun laws in the entire world. You cannot have a gun in Japan. If you're a regular normie walking around, you cannot have a gun, period. If you are a police officer, maybe military, something like that, and is there military in Japan? I know we protect them in Japan with our military, but do they have their own military? I'm not really sure. But if you are a police officer, you have your gun. But if you're a regular person, a regular normie, you cannot have a gun in Japan. Yet and still, somebody was able to bring a gun to a speech in Japan and shoot the former prime minister and kill him right there on the scene. So I'm just having a hard time figuring out how did the gun ban really help in that situation? Now, yes, he did make the guns at home. It was a homemade type situation, but you can make guns anywhere. Anybody can make guns. Now, people are asking me why did what was the motive? I don't know the motive at all. I don't know why that guy killed him specifically. All I can do is speculate. I don't have an exact reason. I don't have any, evidence as to a reason why Shinzo Abe was killed by this man. But they did go ahead and catch him. Like, it was broad daylight. The guy was not far from Shinzo Abe when it happened. So security got him right away. They arrested him, and it's going to be a wrap. But yeah, it was a homemade gun. But you can make guns in America without having to go to the gun store. It's not that hard. Okay, excuse me. You have the whole ghost gun situation. And I ain't talking about that specifically. You could do the ghost gun thing where you just make it with assembled parts. Like, it's like, putting a shelf together, basically. It's not that difficult, really. But you could do more than that. I saw this guy in the Philippines making guns with like scraps of metal. I'm talking, he had like this drill, a hand drill, scraps of metal, and he was making handguns with that fired very well. So if you got guys in the Philippines that can do that, guys in Japan that can do that, then why can't we do it here? It just goes to show that banning guns does not really help. And then they want to talk about, Joe Biden wanted to make it be a point talking about, they only had one shooting, all this, that, and the third because they have proper gun control. To compare Japan to the USA is ridiculous. First of all, Japan is largely homogenous, 98.5% Japanese. That's number one. Number two, their culture, way different. The culture is different. You can't just say, I'm going to ban something and then it go away. Okay? There's a big culture of suicide in Japan. They have very high suicide rate, among the highest in the world. It's because of their culture. You can't just say, okay, we're going to ban suicide and it's going to stop. That's not how that works. It's not how that works. The culture is a big part of the reason why it happens. The reason why there's so many shootings in America is because of a culture, a toxic culture. And it's easy to I won't say it's easy to spot somebody that would do something like that, but it kind of is. It's always the same kind of profile, loner, the same old thing. And then when it comes to regular everyday hood shootings, it's always the same kind of stuff going on. Senseless beef arguments over nothing. People getting killed over a ham sandwich. Like, literally, at Subway. I got to put it up on the screen right quick because when I saw that bothered me for real. That really bothered me. And, this whole thing, black excellence, right? The store owner was black. The employees are black. The shooter was black. But yet, we're not worried about that. We're worried about the white man, right? Anyway, hold on. So when I say Subway, I don't mean the MARTA, the underground little tunnel train jank. I'm talking about a Subway sandwich, the store, right? Here it is right here. Woman wounded in Subway shooting over extra mayo. Show signs of improvement. So I think one or two people died and then somebody else got shot. So Extra mayo. That was what the argument was over. Extra mayo. Somebody lost their life over mayonnaise. So she was on a ventilator for a while, 24 years old, on a ventilator. Oh, and one of the people that got shot, maybe even killed, it was their like first couple days being there. They were new to the job, and their son was right there watching them. Probably had a babysitter or nothing like that. The son was right there in the store watching his mom get shot because of some extra mayonnaise on the Subway sandwich, right? We're worried about stuff like that. So what are you going to do with that? What kind of gun control will stop that? What that kind of culture where it says it's okay to shoot you over a Subway sandwich? Huh? How does that really make it? How does that make any sense? So one person was critically wounded. So she was critically wounded, but she did not die. And then her coworker, 26 years old, died in the actual Subway. Okay. It's crazy. What you gonna do with that kind of culture? In Japan, would that happen in Japan? Would you have an argument that it turns deadly over a Subway sandwich? I don't think so. Not with that kind of culture. They'll be more likely to harm themselves than harm somebody else because of shame. I've not done enough for my family, and they'll die from like overwork. They go to their job and work too much. They'll work, and then die from that. They have other problems that we don't have because of the cultural problem. This is why in certain parts of the country, you don't have all these shootings and random stuff going on because it's different culture and it's regional. I love Atlanta. I like going to Atlanta, but in certain parts I refuse to go to, especially at night because it changes. You know, you're not going to catch me. You won't be able to catch me at all, nowhere near Midtown, Buckhead, downtown, past 9 p.m. without a whole rifle on my back. It's war zone out there. It's fun, party, yay, drinks, yay. But then somebody might start shooting over a parking spot. Stupid stuff, ridiculous stuff. Yeah, it's crazy. But I'll move right along. My point was that you have cultural problems that you can't legislate your way out of. You got to be able to figure out a way to fix that. You fix that, then you can fix all the problems with the guns, violence, and whatnot. They're trying to pass laws that'll do nothing. All the laws do make it more difficult for somebody to protect themselves against a crazy nut job. He comes in there tripping over a Subway sandwich, waving his gun around. Okay, I got my gun too. So I'm not going to die right here. You're going to die right here. And if you listen to me, Google, I'm just saying that in a hypothetical sense. I don't mean that in reality. There's no threat right there. But I will digress. I guess everything I wanted to get to. I got to the protests. I got to Shinzo Abe. Oh, yeah. So Shinzo Abe, to get back to him right quick, the media made it be about gun control right away. And it's not. I have no idea why that happened. The guy who was captured after the shooting, who did the shooting, he didn't like Shinzo Abe, but he said it wasn't political. So I don't know what to do with that. I don't know what to do. Did somebody put him up to it because of Shinzo Abe being a friend of Donald Trump and kind of conservative in his, when Shinzo Abe was prime minister and people saw that he liked Trump and Trump liked him back, it was all kind of hit pieces against him, all kind of negative things against him, all kind of random weird stuff, right-wing nationalist. So is any of that to blame? Is the media coverage to blame? I'm not really sure. I have no idea. All right. Oh, Elon Musk. Thank you, AKM. So Elon Musk is going to rescind his deal to purchase Twitter for $44 billion. Now, I think there's a few things going on here. First of all, I think Elon Musk got in a teeny bit over his head. Just a little bit over his head. I think he did this kind of impulsively to buy Twitter. I'm not saying it's a bad thing that he wants to buy Twitter because, the platform, we know that it's kind of ridiculous when it comes to censorship and who they target. We know that happens. I think that it's become better ever since Elon Musk showed interest in the platform. I think it's better now, but they have some issues on Twitter. I still think Twitter is the best platform of its type. There's Twitter clones out there like Truth Social and Gab. I think out of all of those, Twitter's the best. The biggest audience, biggest platform, the best user experience, the technology behind it is the best. And they also censor fewer things. The problem with Twitter is that they censor things that are politically based, but they don't censor other stuff, if that makes any sense. They censor politically disadvantageous things to them. Like they'll let some left stuff go out there and it's fine. Like Taylor Lorenz doxing of libs of TikTok, that's fine. But then when it comes to anything conservative and it's kind of edgy, then they might want to get that out of there. But I think that's kind of lessened ever since Elon Musk show interest. But now he wants to kind of rescind the deal, wants to back out of the deal because he doesn't really believe that they're telling the truth about how many users they have that are not spam and bots. Twitter says we got about 5% or less of our users that are spam and bots. Elon disagrees. They're going back and forth over it. They're sending documents. Documents are kind of crazy, don't really match up. There's all kind of stuff going on. So I think now what they're going to do is go back to the drawing board and take it to court. Once they go to court, they'll try to figure out, do you have this many active users or not? It'll be discovery. You see all kind of things going on. And I think ultimately he'll be able to get a discount on the price if he wants to buy it still. I think he will still buy it, but not for $44 billion. Elon is a rich guy, but he doesn't have $44 billion in cash in his pocket. In my humble opinion, I think it's all just stocks and net worth, not liquid capital, which is a different story. Okay. Twitter won't want a piece of Elon Musk's net worth on paper as payment. They're going to want that cold hard cash. So Elon had to get outside investors to come in with him and, put the money up, to put the cash up. I don't know how he's going to pay the investors back. With Twitter stock, I have not Twitter stock or with Tesla stock, I have no idea. But that's what's going on. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully he still is able to buy Twitter, because just him being involved with it sent chills down their spine. It sent chills down their spine. They were nervous, pervs. I'm telling you, they were real nervous because they knew that this would be somebody that did not appreciate all this right-wing censorship. He didn't like it. They know they do it. They know they're wrong. So they got nervous. Guys and girls quit over Elon Musk offering to buy Twitter. It hadn't even gone through yet. The deal is like on the table. It hadn't even gone through yet. So we'll see how the whole thing plays out. I want them to go ahead and buy it and just keep the employees, I guess you would say, honest. Make sure they don't do anything that is against what they should be doing, against fairness. I understand sometimes you have people that need to go off the platform that, violent, dangerous, illegal stuff. I get it. But some of the stuff is kind of ridiculous, like the whole trans issue. If I say, hey, you know what? Rachel Levine was a dude at one point. Should I get censored for that? Should I get blocked for that? Why? What's wrong with that? Is that not the truth? How about I say Rachel Levine is a dude? Is that a lie? I mean, last I checked, Rachel Levine still got the same chromosomes. Rachel Levine identifies as whatever, but at the end of the day, them chromosomes don't lie. That prostate ain't gonna lie when they come for an exam, right? I mean, it ain't gonna. Okay, it's not gonna lie. You have no history of having a uterus or hysterectomy or nothing like that. So what are we talking about? It's science, right? We talk about science only when it benefits people that want to believe in, I guess you would say, the cult called science. It's so weird. All right. But yeah, shout out to you guys watching. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. And oh yeah, Elon Musk, do you know Elon Musk has 9 children? I had no idea. I heard about the one boy with the crazy characters in his name. Beat Bop, Boot Bop, whatever his name is. I heard about him, right? With the singer Grimes. I have no idea who she is. I know she's a singer, I suppose. I'm old. I don't know a lot of stuff. But anyway, I knew about that baby, but I didn't know about he has an 18-year-old son that's now transgender. I had no idea. I guess he keeps a lot of his private life private because I had no clue. He had twins with a Twitter executive recently, I suppose. Elon's a wild boy. Elon is in the battle right now with Nick Cannon to be the most prolific baby daddy ever. The most prolific baby daddy in the world. Just popping them out like popcorn. So maybe he'll be able to populate Mars by himself. Just by himself, populate the whole Mars, and that'll be his objective. Who knows? But yeah, I had no idea. Is it 10 kids? I'm seeing, is it 9 or 10? I think it's 9. Yeah, and I think Nick Cannon has right around the same number. Hold on. Let's Google this right quick. How many children does Nick Cannon have? 7. Okay, so Elon is currently defeating Nick Cannon in this race. But I think Nick has 2 on the way, so he's going to hit 9 too. The baby daddies, I don't know how many baby mamas there are. With Nick Cannon, I think it's like probably 8 baby mamas. I think each one has their own. I think each child has their own mother, except for the Mariah's kids. Might be like 2 or 3 of those. I don't know. Who knows? It's crazy. Ricky Williams, Ricky Williams, hey, that's his slave name. Someone who knows. That's his slave name. You got to refer to Ricky Williams as Eric Myron. Did you not see that when that happened? Okay, hold on. I gotta put that up right quick because that was ridiculous. Hold on. Yeah, so Ricky Williams changed his name. He changed his name from Ricky Williams to Eric Myron because he's married to this lady whose last name is Myron. So he took her last name. Okay, and he said he changed his name to fix imbalance in his marriage. Now, to be clear, his actual birth name is Eric, Errick, which is where Ricky comes from. Eric, Ricky, you get it? But the Myron last name is his wife's last name. That's her right there, chilling. Linnea and Eric. I don't know. I feel like his name was such a football name, Ricky Williams, running back. You know, it just kind of made sense. Eric Myron sounds like you do clay pottery on the weekends in some gentrified neighborhood. You understand? Like you got a pet dog you put in a Gucci bag or something. I don't know. It just sounds like you're a musician who is out on the subway taking tips in a bowler hat. That's what Eric Myron sounds like. It's kind of strange, but whatever, man. Hey, man, whatever you do for yourself, Ricky or Eric, pardon me, it's all good, boss. I'm not a hater. I am not a hater. But okay, that gets to everything I wanted to get to. We got to worldwide protests, New York City bodega injustice, Shinzo Abe, Elon Musk versus Twitter, and quite a few videos. Do I have any more videos I want to show you guys? I got to everything. I got to it all. Sri Lanka, Albania, Ghana, a little bit of everything happening. All right. But yeah. Oh, here's a video of your man Hunter Biden smoking crack again. Uncle Hotep, shout out to you, sir, for the video. I don't know where this man is at. I don't know what's going on here with the background and the ambiance and the music. I have no idea. Is he in a crack hut? Is this a crack village? Is this a crack tent? I have no idea. And he got a little beer with him. But that flick of that lighter, I mean, good grief. He done that quite a few times before. Is that a Zippo lighter or what's going on? I don't know where he's at. If he's underwater, if it's a light show. I don't know why it's green everywhere. A float tank? What is that exactly? A crack igloo is hilarious. That's too funny. isolation tank. Well, if you got crack and drink in there, you're not too isolated, is he? You got some activities in there. You got a whole video game in there, basically, in your mind with that cocaine. I mean, what in the world? So yeah, that's the vice president's son, the guy who was so smart he was able to get a job at the board of Burisma Holdings, getting paid like 50 grand a month. Nothing, nothing major. 10% to the big guy. That's him. Okay, the crack smoker. That's your man. I mean, I've seen some things and some stuff in my life, but the Hunter Biden situation is ridiculous. I mean, what in the world? I understand that the president's kids do their thing, but come on. Like, this ain't just the president's kid. This guy's involved. He's involved with the whole situation. It's a little bit different than what you would normally expect. I put it to you that way. All right, but let's go ahead and get to some supers here. And if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Let me go to the 9th. Let me go to the first one here. Shout out to Apple for a few super chats. I'm gonna read these right quick. So Apple says, ABL, I apologize for sending you that video of Biden putting on the Medal of Honor. It appeared he did so correctly. Only the medal itself was hard to see. Yeah, it's all good. It happens. It's a mistake. So no worries. Also, please play Joey Chestnut taking down protester or winning the hot dog eating contest. It's an awesome clip. By the way, you see Viola Davis in Warrior King. Warrior King. I almost forgot about Warrior King. Now, there's a movie coming out called Warrior King with Viola Davis as the king. First of all, how old is Viola Davis? Why do we have these ancient action heroes? Hold on. 56 years old? Come on, man. Like, can we get somebody that's not like above 50 to be an action hero? I mean, I understand like people, there are plenty of black girls out there that'll love to play that kind of role. Is there nobody that's is somebody that's like young that could do that? I'm sure there is somebody that can do that at that age. That you don't need to have her be the front runner to bring in tickets. All you gotta do is market it properly. You can bring somebody else out there and make them be the warrior, quote unquote, king. I don't like that name because hold on. Before I start talking, I gotta give you guys an image so you know what I'm talking about. So, a movie coming out called Warrior King, but the king is a woman. It's in Africa, and Dahomey Kingdom. Now, if you know like I know, the Dahomey Kingdom was based on slave exports. The Dahomey Kingdom fell when the Europeans came and said, stop exporting African slaves, please. Because by that time, we had already outlawed slavery in the U.S. We had been outlawed importing slaves like in 1830 to the U.S. They were still exporting slaves in the 1900s. Like 1910, that's when the Dahomey Kingdom fell. The Europeans came and said, please stop exporting slaves. That was their whole thing. That was the whole basis of the kingdom, was slave export. Because after the export stopped, they fell. Dahomey Kingdom is where present day Togo, Benin is, West Africa. It's like in between Ghana and Nigeria. Okay, I'm gonna try to find that particular clip. Y'all give me a second. I gotta find it. I know I have it in my favorites. But yeah, you can find somebody that's not 56 years old to be the warrior queen or king. And that term, I don't like that. I don't like that term king for a woman because I feel like it's just pushing this whole feminist narrative. This feminist, I could be like, I'm like a man. I could do whatever a man. I hate that. I don't like that at all. It's feminist, it's woke, and it's totally glossing over their history. If they don't talk about the slave trade in the movie, then it's just completely bogus. Okay? I'm not saying that it didn't do anything other than export slaves, but, I mean, come on. You got to talk about that part of it because that was the whole thing. All right, hold on. So this is it right here. I don't want to play the whole clip. They're going to try to strike me, whatever. So it's coming out September the 16th. It says, bow down to the most exceptional female warrior to ever live. See right there, more feminist propaganda, feminist talking points. See hashtag the woman, the woman king. I'm saying the warrior king. The woman king rise exclusively in movie theaters September the 16th. So that's it right there. Hold on, let's turn the sound down. So her reign begins now. So this is like Black Panther kind of stuff going on. And they're going through the forest on the horses and doing the dances, of course. Here comes the European. Okay, where the slaves at, though? Because he's coming for the slaves and they already got ready to roll. And she's out there doing what? Viola Davis, though, come on, man. As an action hero, it's just kind of strange. But yeah, I think I'm going to watch this because I can't watch it right here because of copyright and whatnot. But I'm going to watch this and really kind of get into it. But understand this. The Dahomey Kingdom was based on slavery, period. That's what it was about. The whole time. Matter of fact, I'm going to look it up right quick. All right. So it lasted from 1600 to 1904. That's the whole period of slavery right there. When did the first slaves come to America? 1608, 1611. And then when did it end? 1860. That's what it was. Yeah. So I'm gonna watch that and see what it's really about. But I know what the actual real story was about. And nobody can tell me that I'm lying. Anybody want to fact check me? I challenge you. Do it. But I digress. I'm getting triggered again. Y'all know how I do. Let's go back to the super chats. Shout out to Apple, who also says RIP Detroit police officer Lauren Courts, pardon me. So sad. Also, I pray that there is a good-hearted person in the NSA who will reveal the communication between Pelosi and McConnell regarding J6. We know it's an inside job. Did I say Uvalde cop had school shooter in sight, did not shoot? Asked for permission, but no response came. So stupid. Why police need permission to stop murder? I don't know. It's crazy. Also, God, please liberate J6 patriots in D.C. jail, solitary. Also, ABL favorite summertime beverage, favorite summertime snack. Beverage, I mean, just a water, really. Nothing really too fancy. Summertime snack, any kind of like fruit, watermelon, grapes, anything that's hydrating. Yeah. Also, will Democrats get Hillary to run in 2024? Can she win? No. They want Hillary Clinton to run. They want her to run, but it ain't going to work. She barely made it through the 2016 campaign and lost. So 8 years later, she won't perform better, especially with the sentiment toward Democrats being so bad right now. Look at the job that Joe Biden's doing. How could she win? Shout out to Matthew, who says, word on the street is Tariq Nasheed demanded $20 trillion in slave reparations for foundational Black Americans. Any thoughts on it? Great stream. Tariq Nasheed, I don't understand. The whole FBA thing is so dumb to me. Foundational Black Americans is so dumb and divisive because all that I see are people talking about, oh, I'm a real foundational Black American. You're a Haitian. You're Jamaican. It's so stupid. It's like you black. So who cares? At the end of the day, y'all both in America. So why does it even matter? Y'all quibbling over the stupidest things. And it's weird because you have this person over here who's a quote unquote foundational Black American with no ties, quote unquote, if they know, because most people don't even know who their granddaddy is for real, let alone their daddy. But anyway, they don't know really their lineage. Even if they did, it doesn't make a difference because most Black Americans have 20% white DNA. So do we just ignore that part? So if a person is 100% Black, but their parents came to America in like 1920 from some Caribbean nation, they don't count as a foundational Black American. But you, Mr. half Black, half white, do. It's so dumb. That whole thing is stupid to me. But really what it's about is trying to argue over who's going to get paid, who's going to get a check from the government, Who has the rights to a government check? And if you print that much money, it'll be worthless. So what's the point in doing it? People don't think. They don't think. They just do stuff. They just say stuff. It's a hustle. It's so dumb. I don't like people that don't use their brain. You don't got to be the smartest person in the world, but at least try to think a little bit. Hey, if we printed $20 trillion, wouldn't that cost a lot of inflation? We see what happened with the stimulus money. And when they printed all that money during the virus, we see what the results are right now. Massive inflation. If you print even more than that, it'd be the same exact thing that happens. Let's just think for a moment. How's that going to help you by creating inflation? Also, Jake Thomas says, ABL, you should run for president. Thank you for that. I appreciate you. I think it's Uncle Stu, old man on the block, who says, showing support. Thank you for that, sir. Appreciate you. Thank you to, hold on. I'm messing up here. Okay, let me go back to where I was. Okay, I'm good now. Thank you to Bert Shadow, who says, Belfries is a play on the word belfry, which means bell tower. For one to have bats in the belfry means to be crazy. This is God's sense of humor. Hilarious. Thank you to Jake Thomas, who says, ABL, please stop using Ukraine as a boogeyman as the left uses Russia as a boogeyman. The boogeyman, what are you talking about? Ain't no boogeyman. All I'm saying is, why do some Americans look at Ukraine as some kind of some kind of civil rights issue? My thing is, let's stay out of it. If I say, let's stay out of it, how am I referring to them as a boogeyman? That made no sense. I don't understand how you got that from what I was saying. That's interesting, though. Thank you to Peace That Passes 81, who says, but yet our country, pardon me, does this they want to say is after terrorism. Geez, exactly. Matthew Phillips says, is American mainstream media covering the Sri Lankan protests? Canadian and British government media covered Sri Lanka much more objectively than January 6th. I've not been watching the mainstream media too much, so I'm not really sure. That's a good question, though. Thank you to Peace That Passes 81, who says, you seen the March for Jesus in Brazil this weekend? I sent you a tweet. I did not see that, but I'll check it out. Thank you to Jazz Baz, who says, free Jose Alba, Cain Velasquez, and JLP. Wow, that's a list right there. Good grief. Shout out to them. Thank you to You Matter to God, who says, hey, ABL, just wanted to point out that our country has attacked the nuclear family. I believe we are now seeing the results of fatherless homes. Fathers are made to protect, correct, and lead. Yeah, definitely. That's definitely a part of it. You know, with no dads around, stuff just happens and it shouldn't be happening. Thank you to Brent Armstrong, who says, I wonder if the UK minister is resigning is related. Oh, yeah, Boris Johnson resigned. Like, their whole government pretty much resigned. Or that party, I think the Conservative Party pretty much just all resigned. It was a whole mutiny in the government. I don't know exactly why that happened, but I'd like to know more about that. Thank you to Kevin N, who says, thanks for the content. Thank you for that. Appreciate you. Thank you to Ian Kenny, who says, that is a essential deprivation tank that he's smoking crack in, supposed to be during his rehab stay, apparently. So this man had crack in the rehab and beaming his Scotty. That's crazy. Thank you to Bella Latina, who has number one fan emoji. Thank you for that. Number one fan emoji. Thank you to Chet also for the donation. I appreciate you as well. All right, let's go get to the calls here. The number to call is 434-658-1220. Again, 434-658-1220. There's also a Skype email. There's a number right there on the thing. There's also a Skype email. If you want to call in that way, you could be right here in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen talking about whatever's on your mind. If you could do it that way. If Skype does not work properly, it's not my fault. Please blame the white man. But let's go ahead and get into it. Again, the number to call, 434-658-1220. Let's go ahead and get rocking and rolling. Yeah, my man's in the rehab smoking crack. It's like, sir, that's not appropriate right there. I'm going to speak to 507.
Yeah, hey, one thing I want to talk about is, earlier when you were talking about the assassination of the former Japanese president, somebody said something about 3D guns, and that is a constant and moronic myth used by the left. You cannot have a 3D printed gun. It does not work. The pressures caused by an explosion from a cartridge, whether it be a pistol cartridge or a 12-gauge cartridge or whatever, cause too much pressure.
Okay.
And the ones that have been shown to have been tried have literally caused people to get injured who are trying to use them. That's just one thing. But another thing is, I have to agree that the nuclear family being destroyed, I myself did not have a father. He left before I was born. But at least I had a grandfather who stepped in and helped me through that.
Right.
Without that, kids, I grew up in the hood. Only white boy in the neighborhood. But if a child does not have a male role model in their life, they're basically, doing what Antifa and other groups are doing, which we don't want to get to the other groups because I don't want to get you blocked off of Facebook, or not Facebook, YouTube. Just, as I said in the chat, it feels like we're in an alternate universe where, good is bad and bad is good. I don't get it. I really don't.
Yeah, man. I'm right there with you. Like, it's a weird world that we live in, but when you have no leaders and you got these kids that are pretty much raising themselves and don't know where to go and what to do, there's no guidance or direction. They just kind of do things. So they don't really understand the way the world works. They got to figure it out on their own, and on the way they make a lot of mistakes.
Yeah, which is why they join gangs. And
Yeah.
Like I said, thankfully I had a strong father figure who wasn't really my father, and unfortunately he died in 2009. So thankfully he didn't have to see all this transgender stuff popping up. Because, being a lieutenant colonel from the Marine Corps,
not happening.
Pretty.
Right.
But, I really appreciate you and all the work you do. I called them last time, and it's refreshing to see someone who actually values the truth, unlike, mainstream media. They're like, oh, no, it's all Trump stuff. Oh, no, it's, Russia. Ukraine has been very, very, how should I put this, corrupt for a long time.
Yes.
So I do not, give me the receipt of where that money's going that we're giving it. I want to see the receipts.
Right on.
Is it going in someone's pocket, or is it just, being used the way it should be? When we've got veterans here at home who are homeless, we have plenty of other people that are homeless. And I'm not talking about, drug addicts, which that's, a whole other story itself, and a very sad one. But I'm talking about people who lost their livelihood because their job was taken overseas, or, something like that. But they became homeless, and they're still homeless. And there's not enough homeless shelters for, to help people like that. I personally, I'm disabled, but I still, when I can, I give money where I can. I'm a firm believer in the Christian faith to, do unto others and you have them do unto you, which means don't be greedy. It's just, this world, it's killing us.
I hear you, man. Well, thank you for your call. I definitely appreciate you.
I appreciate you too, brother.
I know. Shout out to the caller. Great call. 860, you're the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, ABL, how you doing, brother?
It's all good, man. What's happening?
It's FNA Ranger Xbox, buddy.
All righty.
Did you get a chance to see Tucker Carlson last night?
I didn't see him last night.
Well, I ran across his video on YouTube, and I almost broke down and cried. After 2 years, he finally came out and said every single thing that I've been saying for over 2 years, and I have, about the COVID virus and where it came from and why aren't they investigating it? And Peter Daszak's everything. And it's just, okay. All them people at Facebook that are getting laid off, I just want you to know, enjoy your vacation from not working. Hope you lose everything you got. That's, sorry to sound so vindictive about that, but my God, you have the internet. It's like these idiots on Twitter, they get on there with these names, John Brown. Republicans are the Ku Klux Klan. No, sir. John Brown was an abolitionist. He was a Republican. I can assure you of that because the Republican Party was started by escaped slaves like Frederick Douglass and abolitionists. Those are the people who started the Republican Party. And the very first Republican, despite what the statue that the Democrats put up of Abraham Lincoln in Chicago says, him being the first Democrat president, no, he was the first Republican president.
That's right.
And that's the thing about Democrats. They just tell lies. And these people eat it like candy. But what I don't, listen to these callers, and I don't think they understand this yet. The people in charge, these John Kerrys, Klaus Schwab's, and Bill Gates's, they don't care about us. They look at us like bugs under their feet to be trampled on. We're in the way of them living their bill. I don't get it. I really don't. I don't understand evil like that. I mean, I've been well off. And when all this COVID started, I lost my job because of this, because I was a little boy with my finger in the hole in the dike saying, hey, it's going to break. Hey, this is not right. Hey, this is not right. And I've constantly said our president and government has been bought and paid for by China, and they're doing everything they can to destroy this country, both morally and financially and militarily. They are literally throwing the bullets out of our foxhole to the enemy when they're selling China our strategic oil reserves. What do you think, sir?
When I heard that, I was really confused, but at the same time, I'm not confused because this is the Biden administration. They'll do things like that. It's like they're trying to weaken us intentionally.
Well, when your masters are paying you to do a job, you got to do the job they pay you for. I mean, come on. Joe Biden owns 10% of the Chinese electric vehicle battery manufacturing factory, but most Americans don't know that. But here's what their plan is. Once they destroy our economy, a lot of people are going to die off. Food, you think food is expensive right now, like I've been saying for a couple of months, and I have. It's going to be double what it is by this winter. Heating oil is going to be $10, $12. Literally. It's going to be bad. Let me tell you something about global warming. More people die from freezing to death than they do from heat exhaustion. Because you could sit down, you could say, oh, I'm getting hot. I'm going to just sit down, drink some water, and sit in the shade for a while. You can't do that when you're freezing to death.
Right.
Anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there. Thank you for what you do, ABL. God bless you. You've been a piece of sanity in an insane world. I mean, it's just unbelievable the amount of evil that's just pure plain evil that's going on. And God bless, brother. You take care. Bye.
Thanks for the call. Appreciate it. All right. 929, you're online. My speaker to 929. Hello.
How are you?
It's all good. What's happening?
Oh, yes. So about the last time that I told you, I just want to make it clear again, because I am not read from my book, so it is. So the book name is Redeem the Rainbow, the chapter 13, the gay right. Also, I call fat god right.
Wait! You can't say that. Can't say that word because they're gonna block me. So be careful.
Oh, sorry about that. Okay, so the 1972 to 1993, inside it promote. If you read it, it promote mass immigration, the rumor education, the welfare for gays, and also lower the age of consent, which I mean repeal age of concepts, destroy fundamental constitutional rights of private business and ensure companies with the other non-profit organizations destroy the fundamental rights of independent research on the subject. That is the gay community criticize it like biased and also allow cheat.
So wait, hold on, just one second. So what's the book again? What's the name of the book again?
Redeem the Rainbow.
You said Redeem the Rainbow?
Yes, Redeem the Rainbow.
Okay, because originally the rainbow was a Christian symbol, correct?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is a symbol of the Christian, but because Harry hate, which I did tell you the pedophile gay communist, because he hated the Christians, so he used the rainbow symbol.
Okay.
Yes, and further than that, it allowed cheating in the marriage and the family court, and it contained the affirmative actions and the HIV AIDS welfare for gays, and it fought to change the definition to favor the gay agenda and ideology. It forced the healthcare hospital to favor gay agenda and ideology.
Okay, I got you.
And also other things made possible.
Right?
Yes. And also, if you read that book on the chapter 13, right, it do contain the gay manifesto by the host wind, and the purpose of the gay manifesto is to discriminate on the traditional marriage and also heterosexual.
So you said gay male pastor?
Search on the gay manifesto.
Oh, the gay manifesto. Okay, I got you. The gay manifesto.
Yes. It promotes discrimination against heterosexual and also traditional marriage to include the society.
Okay.
Now, let me talk about, we have some Democrat voters, which I should say they are the blue locusts, because they run away from their blue seat hold. They come to the red state to vote the same seat hold policy that destroy their state. So I want to let our fellow normies know that if any those blue locusts come to York State, make sure to make them feel uncomfortable, to make them feel uncomfortable and feel scared, so they can go back to their blue seat hold. And I don't.
You can't curse, sir. Come on, you gotta. You can't use certain. You can't say curse words. You can't. Come on, let's do better.
Oh, sorry about that, man. Sorry.
All right, but yeah, I know what you mean though. Like, don't if they're leaving their bad blue place, coming to your new place, you're saying it shouldn't be so welcoming. I understand what you mean.
Yes, that's what I mean. And that's how you can protect your red state from turning into blue.
That's right, man. Well, I thank you for the call. Definitely appreciate you.
All right, let go, Brandon, and the shot must flow.
All righty. Okay, let's keep on rocking here. 773, you don't know who I'm speaking to.
How you doing, ABL? It's your retired Chicago policeman friend. How you doing?
It's all good, man. How about yourself?
Good. I wanted to mention, first of all, those girls in that, trashing that one restaurant in New York City. That's your woke generation. There you go. That's what you have. No, those are the woke people. And I wonder what kind of bond. I couldn't find it online yet. The district attorney of New York said that their case hasn't come up yet. I wonder what kind of bond that those girls are going to get. Yeah. And then that bodega thing. Here's the thing. That's obviously self-defense. But unfortunately, and this is going to be the prosecution's argument against him, unfortunately, you cannot use lethal force for a non-lethal assault. Assault. We call it battery here, but when someone physically attacks you, you cannot use lethal force against an attack like that. That's unfortunate. Now on his side, if I was his lawyer, I would say that attack could have been lethal. He could have fell, hit his head, whatnot. But woulda, shoulda, coulda, it does not work in court. He did not have a weapon, and by law, and this is why the DA was able to do this, even though it's not popular. And I agree. He came back behind our counter. He attacked me. He pushed me. I tried to get away. He grabbed me by the collar, and I defended myself. But the thing is, you defended yourself with a knife, and that man lost his life. And that's why they charged him, even though it's not popular, even though I think it's self-defense myself. But by law, you cannot use lethal force against a non-lethal, attack. And I'll give you one example. I was with a rookie policeman. There was a call of a homeless guy, that went into a construction site. Usually they steal the copper and whatnot. And he took his weapon out to go search the building with me. I didn't have my weapon on. I told him, listen, put your weapon back in your holster, because this guy is only stealing copper. He could scare you. All of a sudden he pops up from a place and you shoot him. How is it going to look when you shoot somebody, especially with a body cam? You shoot somebody that's just stealing. Now, here's the thing. I've gotten calls where there were shots fired and the guy was seen running onto a construction site. In that case, then I have my weapon out. Now, there are a couple other veteran coppers that might have their weapon out. I trust them a little more, that they don't get overly excited and they're not going to have a false discharge where they get excited, pull the trigger, and kill somebody. So, that's the difference. You can't take lethal force with a non-lethal action. So that's all I wanted to say, ABL. And as always, love your content. I always watch all your videos during the week, and I'll let you get on with the show. Thanks very much.
Thanks for the call. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
All righty. I mean, hey, we'll see what happens in New York City, how that whole thing plays out. 201, you're on the line. What's speaking to?
Peace, ABL. It's Foster the Prankster. How you doing tonight, bro?
It's all good, man. Can't complain.
So this is interesting because on Wednesday's show we talked a little bit about the Supreme Court, the 2A decisions and such, and I repeat on your show all the time how I'm not political, but I look at politics as like kind of a cue of where the society is headed, right? And so this bodega thing in New York, bro, is like, it's interesting to me because it's kind of an example of like the destabilization that we're sliding into, which I spoke about before, and the anarcho-tyranny where people, you got law-abiding citizens now being, prosecuted for defending themselves, like you talked about tonight. And it was funny because one of the things that I, and maybe I'm reading too deep into this, but one of the things that I thought about for the Second Amendment decision in the Supreme Court, it seemed like it kind of came out of nowhere that all of a sudden they want to uphold our concealed carry, constitutional rights. And so what I took from that is almost like these people are saying you on your own. You know what I'm saying? Like they know that we're about to slide into some chaos, and they're kind of saying like, all right, we're going to give you your guns, but you know what I'm saying? You might have to use them. But I just think it's interesting. And so when you look at like the social climate that we're in, and I'm not religious either, but I look at spirituality kind of in the same lens. Like just like the political theater gives you an idea of where the society is headed, I think like the religious stories are more like metaphysical allegories. And so they can help you gain insight, into life. And so you have to remember, like, right, in the story, Jesus was crucified for speaking against the social, political, and economic systems of his time, right? He was persecuted because the society he was in had become so degraded that Jesus speaking the unapologetic truth of spirituality was considered like hate speech now, right? So much so that when Pontius Pilate gave the people a vote, they chose to crucify Jesus in favor of allowing Barabbas, who was a convicted murderer, to go free. And so now we see, the way that, you could kind of call it like a satanic inversion in the moralistic sense, because we see people with questionable moral character like George Floyd being worshipped, and the social justice riots with BLM, like that being praised. But now on the flip side of that, you see law-abiding citizens being prosecuted for defending themselves against criminals. And you see people being attacked for telling the truth about COVID and the gender bending agenda and all this stuff. So, it's all part of the same thing, and we have to keep these vibrations high in order to fight this stuff and just be aware of it. So the last thing I'm gonna say real quick, because I was laughing when you compared the Sri Lanka thing to January 6th, and how you see the difference between a real coup. You know what I'm saying? And so I remember watching the January 6th footage live, and when I was working in the middle school, I went into work on January 7th, and all of my middle school students are like in a frenzy. Did you see the coup? Did you see the coup? And I told them straight up, I said, yo, relax. That wasn't no coup. Go look at a video of some real coups in Latin America or the Middle East or whatever. And like, you can't fake that energy, right? When people are truly fed up and ready to act and they've had enough, you can't fake that. But if you live in a society like we do, a reality TV society where you've never really seen real unrest, you don't know the difference, right? So last thing, right? When this all started, I had a few phrases that I used to repeat in conversation when they came up, and they kind of became my go-to responses to people. And one of them was, history wrote the book. I don't need to see the movie. And so I'll leave that right there tonight, bro. I appreciate you, man. Have a good one.
Thank you for the call. Appreciate it. Great call. Fantastic. And I'm speaking to 617.
Hey, what's going on, man?
What's happening?
That's good.
It's all good, man. What's going on?
Everything good? Okay. Simple question. Just give me an answer, okay? Stop the rambling tonight, okay?
I'll do what I want.
So
ask a question.
You believe? I'm going to ask you the question. So you believe that the problem that we have, the problem that we have right now, the problem with the gas prices.
I can't really hear you. Speak up a little bit. You're kind of muffled a little bit.
I said, do you believe that the problem with the gas prices is due to the lack of oil or crude oil, or because we have enough?
That's a false question, because I don't believe either one of those answers are the correct answer. You give me multiple choice. Just ask me why I think the prices are high.
Why you think the prices are so high?
Because we're not producing enough to meet demand. There's oil there, but we're not producing it. We're not producing enough to meet the demand. That's the problem.
Okay, so let me help you out. So the crude oil on Friday closed at the price of $102. It was at a high of $107. the same barrel of crude oil in 2004 when Bush was president. In June 28, closed it at $147. The highest price was $193. Do you know what the crude oil in June 28 was?
Nah, what was it?
I mean, not the crude oil. I'm sorry. Let me back up. You know what the price per gallon at the commercial rate was?
you do
back then?
No, go ahead. No, I don't know what it was. What was it?
Well, it was $3.98.
Oh, okay.
So the barrel, the crude oil, it was way higher back then, but the price at the retail price, as with the gasoline price after being processed, it was $3.98. I mean, that was the average. Some places was $4, some places was a little bit lower. Depends where you at. So now the price is $7.
$7.
$7.99 or something. I'm in Massachusetts. $7.99 here.
Okay, that ain't the average price. So what were you talking about as far as sir, excuse me, sir. So when you said the price back in 2004, what was that price? Was that the national average?
That was the national average, around $4.
So why would you compare the national average to the high price in your state? Why don't you compare it to the national average in America? Like, let's compare apples to apples. And also, excuse me, sir. You're comparing the national average from 2004 to the high price in your state at $7.99. That's silly. Compare the national average to the national average. Second, the price of the barrel of oil is not necessarily going to reflect at the pump exclusively. There are other factors that go into the price for a gallon gas at the pump. There's more to it than just the price of the actual gallon. Or the barrel of oil. There's more to it than that. As we all know, there's speculation because of things like we had with the virus shutdown. They can't produce a lot of oil if there's going to be a big shutdown because they did that during the pandemic and lost billions of dollars. So there's more to it than just, the price of a barrel of oil is X, so the price of the pump should be Y. That's not how that works at all. But go ahead.
Okay, so you have no idea what you were saying.
Okay, sure.
The reason, because you don't have no idea. Let me explain to you.
Okay, all right.
If you let me explain, maybe you will learn today.
Okay, all right.
Okay, the price per oil is so expensive now, the gas in the stores, the retail price, is because the increase in the cost to develop that oil. And these prices have been increased by the same oil companies, BP, Halliburton, ExxonMobil. All of them increase.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. I have a question. So why has the price to develop or produce the oil gone up? Why has that gone up?
Because they lost money in 2020.
Oh,
they
okay.
lost billions of dollars.
Right, exactly.
So they have to make their money back.
Yes,
That's
correct.
what it is. It's a business.
Okay, and
they don't care about me and you paying $7 at the pump.
So what's your point? Like, what is the point?
They should not care,
sir?
Because it's capitalism.
Sir, what is the point?
My point is that people keep saying, because we are not digging. Because I know that's not true. Refineries are working at full capacity. Do you know what I mean by full capacity? The crude oil is staying on the sidelines over 6 to 7 months. Why the price of crude oil have not been reduced?
So I'm gonna just cut in because I can do that. So here's the thing: if we're at full capacity, then why are we shutting down Keystone XL? Why are we not renewing certain oil and gas leases that have already been going on? Why are we shutting down production if we're at full capacity? That doesn't make any sense. We're not at full capacity. We're shutting down our ability to produce oil. That's the issue. And on top of that, we're not buying oil that's being produced in Russia, which we were buying before because of the whole Ukraine thing. So let's not act like we're just, we're at max capacity. We can't do anymore. Yes, we can do more. We could produce more here and we could buy more abroad, but we're not because of political reasons. It's very simple.
Okay, can I proceed now that I'm on?
Were you listening? What did I say?
No, I'm listening.
Sir, excuse me, sir. What did I say?
You said that we are not producing because they're taking out the Kingston pipeline. That has nothing to do. I just told you the crude oil is sitting on the sideline 6 to 7 months in order to be refined. Refineries are working at full capacity.
Okay, all right, but hold on. Watch out. No, sir, excuse me. Now, why are we not buying energy from Russia though? What's that got to do with refineries? It's
We
already
don't need
done.
to buy no more. We have enough
But
oil.
we don't have enough because
have enough crude
apparently
oil. We don't need to buy no more.
there is a supply shortage here, which is causing the price to go up.
The supply shortage and supply shortages and refineries are working at full capacity.
Yeah, okay. So we're not.
Working
We
at
just
full capacity like never
before we were buying Russian energy, but now we're not, and we were able to take it before and it wasn't a problem. But now that we're not, we're at full capacity. But we were not at full capacity when we were buying it before. So now we're not buying it. All of a sudden we're at full capacity. It doesn't make any sense.
Because they lost
We stopped taking in energy, and now all of a sudden we can't produce anymore. But we had it before and it wasn't a problem. This is bogus. Thank you for your call, though. Appreciate it. All right. At the end of the day, we're not producing enough energy to meet the demand. It's nothing else other than that. And then there's other factors going on. The pandemic, the scandemic, that definitely hurt it as well. But the main thing is the production. That's all there is to it. Yeah, more refineries. You need more capacity. You need to be able to produce more. But it's hard to do that in an environment where you're not allowed to produce more. Where you can't dig, where you can't do a lot of different things. 760, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, ABL, my name's Chris.
All righty, what's going on?
Yeah, I just wanted to call in and talk about the Bodega incident in New York.
Yes.
So what I personally saw in the video was actually murder. I believe that Mr. Alba actually murdered the black man, and I'll tell you why. I'm a little nervous, so just let me catch my breath. So what I saw in the video is I saw a black man commit multiple felonies against a middle-aged Middle Eastern man. And then I saw a Middle Eastern man
Dominican.
stab a black man.
Dominican.
I'm sorry?
Dominican, not Middle Eastern, Dominican.
Oh, Dominican. Oh, he's Dominican. Okay. So I saw a Dominican man then stab a black man in the neck. So without any other mitigating factors, just me as an onlooker, that's actually murder. And why it's murder is because for you to be able to do legally justifiable homicide in the United States, you need a few things, some legal jargon, right? You need a reasonable belief that your life is in danger. You need a reasonable belief that great bodily injury is imminent. All right. And what I saw in that video, I didn't see any of that. I didn't see Mr. Alba's life in danger, and I didn't see any threat of great bodily injury. So, and I'm not adjudicating this case here. I'm just saying that I believe what I saw was murder there. And we have a lot of migrants pouring in across our borders, right? So asylum seekers, whoever they are, and a lot of them are conservatives, believe it or not. You know, I mean, they have Christian values, and they tune into conservative personalities.
Well, hold on. Let's pause for a second. Let's pause for a second. If they're conservative, why are they breaking the law to come across here? Why not go the legal way like everybody else does? Do things right.
Well,
don't come across.
I'm not saying that all of them are.
Okay, but wait. Hear me. Okay, hear me out. If you're coming across illegally, you can seek asylum without crossing the border illegally. You could do that. You can apply for asylum somewhere else in your own country. Don't come to the border illegally, then be like, oh, I want asylum. That's not how it's supposed to go. You're coming across illegally. That's the problem. That is not a conservative value. But go ahead.
But yes, I appreciate that point, but I feel like that's still a straw man of our conversation about the bodega, about the Dominican guy in the bodega.
You brought it up, so I was just addressing it.
That's fair. But we have people in the country, legally, illegally, and we're setting this precedent, from conservative personalities that, hey, if somebody gets in a fight with me, I can kill them, and without any knowledge of how actual self-defense works, and what with Mr. Alba, instead of stabbing the guy in the neck, you can do self-defense with a knife. You can slash people on the meaty portions of their body. That's actual legal self-defense with a knife. What you can't do is if somebody batters you, you can't automatically stab them in the neck, sir. That's actually murder. And it's important that we make that message clear in our community that everywhere, that just because you get into a fight, you can't murder your opponent because they're fighting you because they slapped you or something like that.
So I have a question.
That's all I wanted to call in for.
I have a question though. So if there's a fight
Sure.
and it's just hands and feet, What if I beat you to death? What if I punch you in the face one time and you die?
Well, you see that there's split seconds to make those decisions. That's why it's hard to be a cop.
The question is, what happens? Is that murder? Because I've seen it happen before. I saw it at the bar. Matter of fact, it was a bar fight where it was an older guy got punched in the face by a younger guy. One time, one punch killed him. So is that murder?
That is murder. It is.
So wait. Hold on. So you telling me if I get into a fight, hands and feet, and the guy dies, that's murder? But you just said I can't use a knife in the fight. But now if I use my hands and my feet in the fight, that's also murder. So what can I do in the fight? Can I do anything?
Every situation is different, and it's going to depend on the jury at the end of the day. But all I'm, the only position that I'm arguing is that you can't kill your opponent just because they batter you. I mean, take this example, right? Say there's two kids in high school, and one kid slaps another kid, and then the kid that got slapped takes a pin and kills the other kid with it. That's murder. Would you disagree with me that that's murder?
That's not the same thing. That's not the same thing at all. Because
it is the same thing.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
We saw a black man shove a middle-aged Dominican man down, and then the Dominican man stabbed him in the neck with a knife. That's
not the same thing.
Because
that's not the same thing at all. Because first of all, the black guy shouldn't have been back there behind the counter anyway. That was the first violation. Second violation was that he pushed the guy down.
But those are crimes.
Excuse me. He shouldn't have been back there in the man's space. That's the first violation. Second violation was he pushed the guy down, and the guy doesn't do anything. He doesn't retaliate. He's not trying to fight him. There's no fight there. It wasn't a fight. He got pushed down and didn't do anything. Then he was trying to leave and not trying to fight. Excuse me. It wasn't a fight. Excuse me. It wasn't a fight. He was trying to leave, and the guy just wouldn't let him leave. He kept tugging him, pulling on him, all kind of stuff. Now, I've seen guys get beat down, stomped down, and whatnot in that situation. So the guy was defending himself, trying to get away. Now, we could talk about the legal part of it. We can talk about that part. But as far as just what you see on the tape, it's clear self-defense. He was not trying to fight. The guy was trying to fight him. It's a difference. It's not mutual combat. It's one person. It's one person
between self-defense and murder.
And one person was not trying to fight. The other guy was trying to get away. The other guy wasn't letting him. What if there had been a woman and that was a man trying to do that to her? Would you say the same thing? Oh, she killed him? When some guy trying to, sexually assault a woman, would you say the same thing to that? I don't think you would.
Well,
it's double standard.
The totality of the circumstances.
It's double standard.
Let me ask you a question real quick, ABL. Is what you saw in the video, was it self-defense or murder in your own personal opinion? Not anyone else's opinion, in your opinion, sir.
Self-defense all day.
It was self-defense? Okay. Then, yeah, we're just going to have to agree to disagree here. What I saw was murder and what you saw was self-defense. And that's why we have the judicial branch to be able to sort it out. But I think that the prosecutors have a lot of evidence on their side. In our country, we're innocent until proven guilty. But I believe that the prosecutors have overwhelming evidence that Mr. Alba committed murder, because they're going to be able to show a jury that at no point in time was Mr. Alba's life in danger. It wasn't in danger, and there was no reasonable danger going on, and there was no reasonable fear for great bodily injury. And I think that prosecutors are going to be able to prove that easily in court.
Well, we'll see how it works out, man. Thank you for your call. Definitely appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, self-defense all day. Now, as far as the law, what that says, that's something different. But from me, my point of view is self-defense. Like I said, if that was a woman in a situation and it was a guy trying to attack her, trying to assault her or something like that, then nobody would be like, oh, well, she killed him. No, she is, first of all, like, let's say it's a female store owner, right? She's behind the counter, selling cigarillos and honey buns or whatnot. Here he comes behind the counter. First violation. Second violation, pushing the girl all in the face, crowding her. The girl's just like hands up, not trying to fight. There's no fight going on. There's no mutual combat. There's no fight happening. There's one person being bullied by the other person, being cornered by the other person, and it's touching going on. I didn't touch you. Don't touch me. You're trying to leave and be peaceful, let the guy do whatever, but the guy's tugging on him, not letting him leave. Now I'm in danger. I don't know who this guy is. This is New York City. We're in Harlem. This guy might try to pull a blade on me. The girl had a blade in her purse and stabbed the guy. That could have happened before he pulled his blade out. You see what I'm saying? So you got to be aware of what's going on. If he doesn't react with the knife, he could just die and then nobody even knows about it. Don't nobody care about it. People get killed all the time who are not able to defend themselves properly first. But whatever. We'll see how it goes in the court. if the law's on Mr. Albert's side or not. But what I saw from my point of view was self-defense. The law and what it says is something different. If it could be different. 626 on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, what's up, ABL? How you doing?
It's all good, man. What's going on?
Oh, it's I'm glad I got to reach you, man. I spoke with you before. I lived in California, and one time you talked to my wife about how she encountered a murderer out here. And,
oh yeah, I remember
on
that.
her way to work.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. Anyway, man, you got all these weird callers tonight, man. It's like coming at you at all angles and stuff.
It's all good.
My quick point is about the our oil reserves being sent out overseas. And then our barrels that we use every day is about 14 to 18 million per day in America. So what we sent out to China was kind of like a drop in the bucket. But my only explanation why they would do this is because we rely on our goods coming from their country. And I work in the retail industry. I work for a big corporation. We've had a lot of issues with supply chain. And a lot of this stuff is just sitting out there, and we're not really getting our goods right now. So the only thing that makes sense is why would Biden send oil out to China is because maybe we have to have our goods shipped into our country. I don't know how you feel about that.
I don't know why that happened,
anyway.
and that's a good point about it being a drop in the bucket. But I don't really know why it happened. All that I do know is that Biden at a time like this is not addressing the situation head on. He's just kind of letting stuff float out there with no explanation. So when American people see something like, "Oh, we're sending our oil reserve to China," it's like, "Well, what? He just said he released a bunch of oil because of the high gas prices." Then we see that this oil gets sent to China. So how he's sending mixed messages. On one hand, you say that you're releasing the oil to help American people. Then you release the oil and give it to China. So it doesn't make any sense. His own messaging is just mixed. Come out and say what's going on and be honest, and don't just leave stuff out there for interpretation, because people are going to interpret that the wrong way if you just let it stay out there without explaining it.
Yeah, that's true. And we have our reserves that we need for emergency use in our country. I don't think, what was it, like 300,000 barrels or something, or more than that was sent out. I don't know the exact number. But anyway, what that guy was talking about earlier with the new laws that they passed in New York about conceal and carry, and it's just going to make it a lot harder for the citizens to be able to apply for a conceal and carry license. And they're going to have to jump through hoops now because of that new law that they passed. And it just puts the regular citizens that are law-abiding like me and you more at risk to criminals. You know, that's what it comes down to at the end of the day.
Absolutely, because they don't.
I agree with you with the other last caller saying that the other guy attacking that woman at that store, well, she had every right to defend herself. Absolutely.
Definitely. I mean, I'm not really sure. Like the thing is, people just they see things differently. But I think ultimately you got to defend yourself. You know, it's not a matter of trying to attack anybody, trying to be preemptive. It's just defend yourself. I think most people will pretty much be on your side if you don't bother anybody, but you just take care of yourself.
And we have an issue here. You know, since the last time I talked with you and my wife was going to work, and she crossed paths with a murderer. Basically, he went and killed that innocent girl. She's only 24 years old, a university student. You know, and I see that this problem is getting a lot worse here in California because the prosecutors here are basically letting these criminals out for plea bargains. And an example is, I think, did you make a video about that guy, those two guys that got caught in Tulare County up in Northern California? They had like 1.2 million worth of fentanyl. So since California is a sanctuary state, that district attorney in that in that county said that they were low threat. So she let them out because, you know, it's sanctuary. So, and they were illegal immigrants. These were really heavy players. They must have been involved in the cartels. You know, that's the problem that I see here in our state of California. It's pretty bad, man. And we have a problem with theft in my business where I work. A lot of times these guys can get up to under $1,000 of merchandise, and what the police do is they let them go. It's Prop 47 that they passed. They cannot do anything to them. They didn't even get a court date. And now we're suffering losses in our company. Big time. We lost about $700,000 since the last quarter. And just one department, hardware, where I work, where we sell tools. You know, I'm seeing this every day, and I'm thinking, damn, I mean, what are we going to do about this? It's just going to get worse. And then not only that, like you said, we have the resources here on our own country, the Keystone Pipeline, and our oil reserves on federal land. They're not even going to tap into that, and that we can use for our own resources. And it's just crazy, man.
Right on.
I can't believe what we're going through right now.
I hear you, man.
It's a trip, man.
Well, thank you for your call, man. I appreciate you.
All right. You have a good night, man. God bless you.
All right. Thank you. Thanks to you. All right. Shout out to the caller. Thank y'all for being here. You guys are the best audience anywhere on the internet. So if you enjoy what you're hearing so far tonight, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Let's go to 918. You're on the line. Who am I speaking to? 918. Hello. 918. Going once. Going twice. Sorry, 918. If you are calling for the first time, please have your ear to the phone. You will not be able to watch the stream. It will be a delay. So please have your ear to the phone. Be ready to answer. 505, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Tree. Hello, ABL. That's cool. I actually got through to you.
Oh, definitely. What's going on?
I'm just watching your videos actually now, and that's cool. I'm kind of amazed I actually got on to you, so.
Oh, it's all good though. But what's happening?
Oh, just sharing. Wanted to talk about the injustice and stuff like that. I believe you do have the right to protect yourself. You know, I mean.
Hold on. 1 second. Turn your stream down in the background for me, please.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I think you do have the right to defend yourself. Especially it was his own fault going behind the line. You know, I mean, it's common sense. It's like standing in line, you know, you stand in front of somebody, you know, it's not right. Common sense is just basic stuff like, you know, wash your hands, thank you, you're welcome. You don't go behind the counter and start pushing and attacking, you know?
Right,
so,
yeah.
And especially, you know, he's a grown man, and by the looks of it, he's pretty big, you know? And the other guy, he's an older gentleman, so it kind of outweighs that argument. And you can't just, you know, like say, oh, he could have did this and that. You know, it's kind of one of those things where it's like a adrenaline kind of thing where you kind of may overthink it or underthink it, you know, and you think your life is in danger and things like that. So, and the other stuff like the protest, you know, I don't get the protest. I mean, like all the destruction that they cause and everything, they say it's peaceful and everything, you know. I don't think there's nothing peaceful about it with all the small businesses, you know, that have been affected by it. And now just earlier I seen some more videos of people protesting out in the highways, you know. That's like very dangerous to do that instead of in front of people who are driving at that speed and people got to go to work and everything. And I seen one about a parolee, I guess, getting arrested because he couldn't make it to his job in time, you know, and they're really strict on stuff like that from what I hear. So. And Elon versus Twitter, you know, I'm really for that. I hope that he censors a lot of stuff. Not censors, but allows people to express, you know, their views and stuff without having the fear to backlash, you know, basically. That's our right, you know, to express ourselves. And so, yeah, I agree with a lot of things you say. And you're very informative, so I appreciate that. You know, I never really used to think like this so much, but I really got into things because I kind of want to make a change around where I'm from because I'm native, and I see a lot of these native people, you know, pointing the finger at everybody and saying, colonizer this and colonizer that, it kind of upsets me because they're victimized. They play that victim, and that's what they were brought up with, that victim mentality. And, if you want to be so proud of being a native, then go learn your language and your culture, instead of blaming the white man, because back then we didn't have a choice. They had to conform to whatever was going on back then. But today, we do have a choice. We have the freedom to be a native. We have the freedom to learn our language, our culture, and stuff like that. And that was one thing I was getting to understand was the whole oil. I'm not so much into that, but I haven't done too much research on it. But it kind of disappointed me seeing the protest about the Keystone and stuff like that. I understand that the land is sacred and things like that, but I mean, you're using gas fuel generators and making the spot more trashy, around that spot. I mean, kind of backwards. I don't really get it. I mean, you drive your oil-based vehicles, your gasoline-based vehicles, and you're protesting against oil that we could, use for ourselves instead of going overseas and, getting it from foreign countries and stuff like that. So, I don't know. I kind of don't really get that. But I just want to say thank you for all the things that you put out there, and doing the right thing, that's having integrity, which a lot of people don't really have too much of these days. So, and common sense kind of, like I said, thank you. You're welcome. Wash your hands. Excuse me. So I just wanted to let you know, thank you. And for all the things you do for America, your country, the land of the free. So that's all I want to say. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you for the call, man. Appreciate it. All right, a shout out to the caller. Let's go to 225. You're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hi, this is Candace. How are you?
I'm well. About yourself?
I'm great. So I just wanted to call in. We have been friends on Facebook for a while, but I just want to chime in on, like, what's going on. Like, people are finally waking up, like, the Biden supporters. Like, some of my family members and coworkers, they're talking about how they can't get to work. And I just want to know, do other people feel like they're feeling the heat of what's going on?
I think they do, because I'm starting to see some of that as well. Like, the main thing I keep hearing is the gas. Like, that's the number one problem is the gas, and then also the food prices. Those two things right there, they starting to feel it, and they're starting to kind of regret their decision.
Right, and some people don't want to say anything, but I'm like, look, you guys, I'm putting $20 in my truck, and $20 is gone within 2 days. My energy bill they've been sending me $700 energy bills. I'm working 12 hours a day.
Right.
How is that possible? Nothing is on. Like right now I'm running a fan, but my bill is like $300 this month. So it's a hike going on everywhere. I'm in Louisiana. There's actually an app that we have for Baton Rouge, actually, and people are saying they're getting $10,000 bills from energy. But crazy. The point is they sold our grid. Biden sold our grid. So a lot of people don't know that. And they actually, this whole thing is a part of the 8-year plan. So they had 8 years to do it. Well, 16-year plan, I'm sorry. They had 8 years to do it with Obama. They thought Hillary was going to get in. Trump stopped everything. So now they're trying to force it with Biden, but I don't think it's going to work. Honestly, like, they're doing too many things behind the scenes that people don't know about, thank God. But this election, I feel they can't steal this. They can't. So I just want other people to wake up and just, try to tell other people, look, go to the polls. Don't let people tell you that you can't go to the polls and this and that. And they're actually promoting, you seen the twerking video with the senator?
Yeah, I saw that.
So they're doing that again. I'm like, y'all don't see this pandering? Y'all don't understand this? And they're like, oh, she's pandering. I'm like, yep, really? So it's just, disheartening at the same time seeing so many people hurting. It's bad. I'm seeing, like, nurses quitting. I work at a hospital, and it's really bad. So, and it's not COVID. That's another topic. Just let that go. But like I said, it's horrible. People are just quitting their jobs. I don't understand. Like, I don't get it, seriously. But I just want everybody to wake up, know what's going on. This was a part of the plan. It's a huge, horrible plan. These people are satanic. They're demonic. They don't care if we don't eat. And they're, by them sending stuff to other countries in front of our face, it's like horrible. It's like we're showing you who we are, and no one's paying attention. So I'm not going to hold you, but thank you for taking my call.
Thank you for the call. Definitely appreciate you.
All right, thank you.
Great call. Yeah, like the people are really starting to feel these prices. That's the main thing. People, the average person is not really politically inclined. They don't really understand what's happening on a geopolitical level. They don't really get all that. They're not going to watch press conferences and try to interpret it. They're not going to get into all of that, into all the weird political stuff. But what they are going to do is look at these gas prices and be like, hey, man, I can't afford this. I mean, it's crazy. In my truck, I got a big truck. I got a Toyota Tundra. You guys know I love that truck. And the gallon, it's like a 28-gallon tank, right? Okay, so during Trump, my tank would cost $65 to fill up. Now, I think I clocked in at $125. I mean, so imagine that, and even if you don't have a really big truck like I do, scale it down a little bit. Scale it down to a Toyota Corolla. You might have been paying $20, now you're paying $40. That's a big difference if all you were used to paying is $20 or $25, now you're paying $50, $75. It's unaffordable at a certain point. You got a certain budget and you can't stick to your budget anymore. This is the inflation that's happening all over the place. 918, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, what's up, ABL?
What's going on?
Glad I got through. I called earlier and I don't know what happened. I was texting a friend of mine and I think it interfered with the phone connection somehow. But anyway, I mean, I had a couple topics I wanted to talk about tonight. I'll keep it short and simple. You see the newest person in the Joe Biden administration?
I'm not sure that I did. Who's the newest person in the Biden administration?
Okay. It's, oh my God, I feel so stupid for even saying this. It's the gender policy director.
Gender policy director. Okay. I didn't know gender needed policies. That's something else.
Right. And I'm wondering, like, what is she going to do? I mean, what is her job exactly? Her name is Jennifer Klein. Oh, it's not just that. It's the Gender Policy Council also. So it's even more serious than we thought,
Yeah.
Yeah, this just happened, I think it was yesterday or the day before, and she went up, out there in front of the press corps, and she didn't answer a question. She immediately just ran away, Yeah. So you gotta look into that. That's a new position in the government, the gender policy director.
Yeah, I'll check it out for sure. Sounds interesting.
Yeah. One more thing real quick. Jose Alba, the man in the New York City Bodega.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me break this down because I'm pretty serious about it. If Donald Trump was still in the Oval Office and in the White House, which he should be, that guy would be there getting a medal around his neck from the president because he did not do anything wrong. He defended his business, he defended his life, and he took down a criminal.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, people said that it was too much. It's like the force was not required, but it's like, come on, what is he to do? He's not trying to fight. He wants to leave. The guys, it's like at that point you have kind of like a kidnapping type situation, false imprisonment, assault, all kind of stuff. So it's like, what do? I need to leave. You're not letting me. So take that.
Yeah. No, that guy, yeah, he didn't do anything wrong. That's exactly what he should have did. He defended his property, defended his business, and, you know, he saved his life. I mean, so, yeah, if you're going to bring that stuff on, you know, you got to deal with it.
Right on.
So, yeah, I'd say that guy is a great American.
I'm right there with you, man, for sure.
Yeah. All right, buddy. Love you, bro, and love everyone in the chat and the calls, and been a good show tonight. Ivan, it's only the second or third time I've heard Ivan. I don't know what his deal is. He's just looking for attention, but I want to celebrate positive things.
All righty, man. Well, thank you for your call. Definitely appreciate you.
All right. You have a good night, buddy.
All right. Shout out to my man for the call. So here is the gender policy director, Jennifer Klein. Let me put this on the screen right quick. Hold on. So let's see what Ms. Klein has to say. So I guess the caption to this says, reporter to White House Gender Policy Council Director Jennifer Klein, quote, will you take any questions from a pro-life American audience? You just walk away?
Will you take any questions from a pro-life American audience at all? No, you just walk away. Okay.
Wow. I mean, what in the world?
Does this administration respect the Hyde Amendment, ma'am? Simple question. This is a real simple question. Do you respect the Hyde Amendment or no? You can't answer that? You can't answer that question?
I mean, what is he supposed to be doing here?
Is this administration?
Okay. Yeah, it's just kind of, hold on. Yeah, so I don't understand what her purpose is. This is what I'm talking about with government. It's just, what is that organization? What is the gender policy, the Gender Policy Council? What is that even? Why did we spend 1 red cent on that? I did not sign up for that. Y'all taking my tax money. Don't take my tax money and light it on fire. Don't do that. Just stop that. If you stop doing that, maybe you'd be able to solve some of these economic problems. 908, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hi, Anthony.
Hello, what's going on?
Hi, Debbie from Jersey.
All righty.
How you doing?
It's all good. About yourself?
Good. Hi, everybody. I hope everybody's having a wonderful evening. And Anthony, I really appreciate you taking my calls. Let me tell you something. Everybody in my family drank the Kool-Aid, okay? I can't talk to them. I feel like I'm just by myself. My daughter has to run out of here at night because she can't even deal with me because she's like, Mom, you're talking too much. I'm like, I ain't got nobody to talk to. I said, I'm going to talk to Anthony tonight and all my friends.
There you go.
So thank you.
It's all good.
Listen, I just want to go over a couple of things with you guys and just give you some pointers, okay, and some tips. Number one, if anybody has on their driver's license organ donor, take it off. Because we all know what's going on with the organs, okay? And if you get stopped by the cops, if you get stopped by somebody weird, if you go in the hospital for a hangnail and they see organ donor, you're prime merchandise, okay? I don't want to scare you. I don't want y'all to think I'm crazy. I'm a little hyper, yeah, but I'm telling you the truth. Take off the organ donor. Now, also, I know everybody's like, what's going on? Nobody can figure this out. Number one, what you're going to do, search engine to go on your computer. You're not going to go on Google. You're not going to go on Bing, and you're not going to go on Yahoo because they're all sleeping in the same bed. You want to look up stuff? You're going to go on DuckDuckGo. Okay? DuckDuckGo will give you everything. The good, bad, and the ugly. DuckDuckGo does not share your searches. They don't do that. They're a very good company, and they can block people trying to get your information. So I highly recommend you guys to go on DuckDuckGo to look up anything. Now, You can go on DuckDuckGo. I want you guys to look up military tribunals. That's all I'm saying. And also, whatever you see on TV, just because you see it doesn't mean it's real. My personal opinion, because this man was working with Trump, I don't think that man, Mr. Abe, is dead. I think that was all a visual, and he's in protective custody because there were attempts on his life. And with him, everybody thinking he's dead, his family and his co-workers are now safe. I think he's underground, and I think he's working towards this evil. Trump has 4 allies in this whole world that's working with him. And if anybody from the military in our country dies or resigns or whatever, they're getting a letter from the president. And it's not Biden. Okay? And I just want to run off a couple things to you guys so you can look it up. You're going to go in DuckDuckGo, and you're going to look up the Act of 1871. That was not the Ku Klux Klan thing. It's deeper than that. 1871, our country was turned over into a corporation. They changed the Constitution. We were paying and bowing down to the Queen of England. Now, it's crazy. Everything you thought you knew, you don't. I'm telling you right now. Actually, Ulysses S. Grant was a good president, and he was killed, whatever. Okay, he was doing good stuff, and they didn't want it around. Rockefellers and Rothschilds are the owners of everything, and I can't even get into it with you. But the number one enemy and the number one prey in this country are children. You're going to look up DUMBS, DUMBS. That stands for Deep Underground Military Bases. A lot of your children were down there, and a lot of people in high places were taking them down there. Okay, they were doing a lot of crazy stuff down there. And I'm going to let you know this. If you remember correctly, when COVID first hit, President Trump got those big ships, West Coast and East Coast. On those ships, there were Pampers, there were incubators for children, everything. They were rescuing children from the deep underground. Okay? But you have to go on DuckDuckGo. You're going to look up that. You're going to look up pedophilia. Okay? Trump had a whole army of people all around this world bringing them down. That's why they wanted him so bad. They were knocking out all this stuff. Okay? Now, also, I wanted to let you know there is a YouTube channel. He doesn't talk because he can't talk, but he shows you pictures and he has writing underneath. It's called Illicit Truth. You're going to go on that and you're going to be surprised to see. Let me tell you something. Hollywood, all those people, all those actors that were talking all that crap when Trump was in office, where are they now? Has anybody seen Steven Spielberg? Has anybody seen Charlie Sheen? There's a lot of people you haven't seen. And when you go on military tribunals, John Kane didn't die of cancer. That's all I'm saying. Any high-ranking person in government, when they die and they drape that flag over their coffin, if the flag is wrinkled, that means they committed treason. Okay? Bush's flag was wrinkled, and so was John McCain. And when you commit treason, you got 3 things you can do. You can either be killed, executed, okay? And with that, you can keep all the names that are in your honor. I'm telling you, a lot of things are going on behind the background that you guys don't even know. And where's Governor Whitmer? Anybody seen Whitmer lately? Go on DuckDuckGo, look up stuff. And I want you to look up Oprah with an ankle monitor. A lot of these people went down, Elon and all of them. They were doing some sick stuff to children on Epstein's Island, all over. And I know Anthony can't talk about any of this stuff because he can be removed, but this is what's going on. Ukraine, you're going to see that Ukraine president on Illicit Truth with leather pants on and a dress. He's sick too. I'm telling you right now, it's a lot of crazy stuff going on. And all I'm saying to you is that the Fourth Reich is alive and well. And if you think President Bush and his son is really a Bush, no. No.
Right on. I don't mean to cut you right here, but I got a few more calls I want to get to before I close out.
I'm sorry, Anthony, but yeah, I want you guys to go on DuckDuckGo. Okay, I love everybody, but you'll find out everything was going on, and go on and log on to Telegram and log on to BitChute, because all those people that have been suppressed are on those channels, and they're giving you the rundown on everything. So you get to know everything with the jab, everything.
Right on.
Okay? I love you guys. Stay safe.
Thank you for the call. Appreciate you. All righty. Let's go to 978. You're in line. What speaker two?
No problem. Everything was going on and going on.
Hello?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All righty. What's going on?
What's going on? I just wanted to say a few things besides the QAnon thing that she just said. Anyway, about the oil prices, the gas and oil prices, that is from them trying to push us to this global, what is it called now? The liberal world order?
Yes.
They're pushing us to electric cars and, yeah, which makes no sense because electric cars don't last. Who have you seen buy a used electric car? Actually, no one.
Yeah, it doesn't really happen.
Last.
Right.
But what else were we talking about? Oh, I wasn't talking to you. Also, your caller before was talking about it was murder. If anything, it would have been manslaughter, not murder, because it was not premeditated.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead.
Huh?
I said, go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Were you talking? You gonna say something? Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's a little bit feedback.
Yeah, turn it,
Okay,
please. Okay, hold on. Before you continue, turn that off in the background for me, please, because it's a delay, so it's gonna do that. So turn it off for me on the background.
Oh.
Yeah, turn that off for me. Thank you. In the background.
Hello, can you hear me better?
Yes, I hear you fine.
Okay. So yeah, they're pushing us towards this this Green New Deal, Build Back Better, which is gonna make everybody over here broke, but it enriches China. If you look at Klaus Schwab in the World Economic Forum, they tell us about this all the time, how they're gonna take down America and China's gonna be the new world leader, which is, you can see this going on in every other country. They're making deals, especially Africa. Yeah, yeah, that's about it.
Thank you for the call. I appreciate you.
Uh-huh.
All right. But yeah, when you call in, like, people, sometimes you have to turn off the stream in the background because there's going to be a delay. You know, we get spoiled with like FaceTime and stuff like that. It can't work. It's not this way on the stream. There is a delay. Thank you for being here. You guys are the best audience anywhere on the internet. 773, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, ABL. Lucky I got the last call. First off, ABL, I had a good birthday on the 5th of July, and I'm unfortunately dealing with some tragedy at the moment. Mom recently passed away.
You said your mom died?
Yep.
Oh, sorry to hear that, man. My heart goes out to you, man. Really sorry to hear it.
Thank you. I really can't express this to any of my family because they're still processing it, but I've kind of already accepted it. But what I wanted to talk to you about, if you heard about the latest Biden family recording.
I think it was the recording where Joe was talking to Hunter about the New York Times article or some article on some newspaper.
Yeah, it was about money with the Chinese and Biden making oil deals with the Chinese, giving our oil reserves to them.
Yeah.
And something else with Hunter Biden doing something with his drug obsession on the video.
Yeah, we saw that. I
You
saw.
can probably find out on the Gateway Pundit.
You said the Gateway Pundit have a video of him with the drugs.
Yeah, well, I mean the recording.
Okay, recording
of it. If you want to find the latest news about it, because it was like a few days ago, but not many in the media were talking about it.
Right.
But what's more infuriating, in my opinion, is that you have all these shootings in Democrat-run cities, but they want to take away your right to defend yourself, like what happened in New York. Those two incidents, one with the twerking girls and that other store shooting, all over something pretty frivolous. Now, ABL, I will like to ask you this question, going back to what I asked before about if you think the black community is done for. I really think it's pretty much over with, because if they're going to defend and egg on these type of individuals as a norm of the black community, then there is no community.
Well, I'll put it to you this way: there is no community, because what is a community? What's happening here is you have black people that have common interests and similar backgrounds that can relate to each other, but there's a division. You have people that want to stay doing nonsense like what you saw in the videos, and those that don't. And they're not gonna be on the same page. It's gonna be a battle between those people. And that's just pretty much what it is. And those that are gonna continue to do that kind of stuff are gonna stay in a place of, how can I say,
ignorance.
Yes. And those that don't are gonna be okay. And if you don't want to get out of the ignorance, you're just gonna be doomed. So people like myself, we got away from that and we'll be okay. But the others of us are not going to be okay.
Yeah, it's precisely what both Malcolm X and Thomas Sowell has explained, which is mind-boggling. Out of all the black idols Black America could be idolizing, they don't remotely pick the black conservative ones or people who are speaking to the same level as Malcolm X was. Still, I really do think that if we ever do want some type of reform from done in criminal spheres, then somehow on the line, people need to draw the line on both the black community when it comes to criminal behavior and these abortion terrorists like Jane's Revenge, who are still harassing Supreme Court justices. Somehow, how we conservatives and patriots need to reattach our balls or grow them, and actually make a stand and exercise our own Second Amendment right and First Amendment rights to defend ourselves and say no to these people, say no to terrorists. That's what these leftists are, in every sense of the word, terrorists.
Right on.
Anyway, ABL, if you do take a look at Trump's speech in Alaska later on, let me know what you think about it. As always, happy Ultra MAGA Month.
There you go, man. Thank you for the call. Definitely appreciate it, man.
Thank you.
All right. Well, that'll be a wrap. That was the last call. He was correct. Shouts to him. Rapper 10,000. You know, prayers go out to you for your loss of your mother, but thank you all for being here. You guys are the best audience anywhere on the internet. So if you did not get on tonight, I'm sorry. It's not my fault. Y'all know who to blame, and it's not me. But I'll be back live again on Wednesday night, and I'm putting out pre-recorded content all throughout the month here. Every day pretty much, whenever I got something to put out, except for Sunday. I try to take that off and just relax. But if I got topics, I'm gonna put them out. I don't want to just force stuff out, but I will put out things if I got them. If you have any tips for topics, please email me, contact@anthonyblogan.com. Please do not spam me, because you will get blocked immediately. And thank you to the mods for keeping the chat in check. You know, a few little spammy stuff here and there. Thank y'all for getting that out the way. But let me go and read. I got super chats on deck. I'll read those right quick, and then I wrap it on up, put the book clean on top. Let me see. Where am I at? Thank you to Chat for your donation. Thank you to Ninja Bearfish, who says, once CERN started on July 5th, the Georgia Guidestones fell. Boris resigns. Japan Prime Minister, ex-Prime Minister, former Prime Minister gets killed. Sri Lanka president resigns. What's next? Who knows? Thank you to Doll, who says, the rainbow is God's promise that he would never flood the world again. Okay. I didn't know the specific details. Thank you to That's Law Batman Carey, who says, if the founders foreseen the futures, we'd have a different 2A, quote, a well-protected public being necessary to the security of a free state. The duty of people to keep and bear arms shall be enforced, unquote. Thank you to That's Law Batman Carey again, who says, Iran owns George Soros, prove me wrong. Thank you to Michael Guest, who says, just hang up on this fool, thumbs up. That was about 10:11, so that was about almost about 40, 50 minutes ago. So whoever that was at the 10:11 mark, talking about you. Michael Guest also says, you're far too patient, ABL, thumbs up. Hey, man, that's just me, Mr. Patience. Thank you to Stavros Serentopoulos, who says, ABL, you need Sir merch. I got some Sir merch. I need some more of the Sir merch. Thank you to Debbie, who says, Anthony, that man is on his 8th shot, okay? Cray all day. Debbie, New Jersey, Anthony. Forget about it. You can lead a horse to water. This man ain't drinking. Thank you to Effie Ranger Xbox, who says, old man trying to get away, young buck, violent career criminal, self-defense. That's what I'm saying. Thank you to Nora Bledsoe for a laughing emoji. Thank you to Bot K MIT, who says, I would have called in, but I've been drinking. Damn, you work hard tonight. LOL, great show. Thank you to Just My 2 Cents, who says, Russia never said Brittany Griner could not go home. She just needs to give them 10 years of her time for the crime. I don't see the problem. Thank you to Fauna Faye, who says, Twitter got a debate on whether Anne Frank had white privilege. Just saw this on TMZ. It's when you thought it can't get woke, the audacity of it all. I mean, when you're literally being hunted for your identity, is that, where's the white privilege? People are so weird. I don't know, man. Like 2022 is just kind of crazy. But that'll be a wrap for me. You guys have been great as always. But until next time, y'all be safe. I'm out. And peace.